a struggling pitcher in Ryan Franklin. Talk about Schilling, first of all, because everything we can say right now is good. Even though he gave up that 2-run home run in the 9th and stayed a little too long, his numbers have been unbelievable.
Well, you can argue when you should take Curt Schilling out, but the pleasant part of that argument is that usually the 8th or 9th inning, and you're usually ahead. And he's been ahead a lot. He goes for his 19th win this evening. He's walked the talk, and he's backed it up. No walks in his last 4 starts, and he has been outstanding. I think he's starting to find a little bit of a feel for that split-fingered pitch that he says he hasn't had all year. And you start throwing that in the mix, and he's even going to become more dangerous.
Last night, the Red Sox were shut down by a good-looking young rookie left-hander. Bobby Mandridge was very good last night. Young, eager, nothing but potential tonight. Ryan Franklin with 14 losses, a different story.
Well, there's a big difference between these two because you get the rookie pitcher last night who comes out and wants to show the Boston Red Sox, you know, I got some game, and I'm going to take it to you. He followed the lead of a veteran catcher in Dan Wilson, and he executed the game plan and pretty much calmed down the Boston Red Sox, who, as we all know, were red hot. Now, conversely, tonight, you got a guy named Franklin pitching who's 3-14, and he can't wait for the season to be over. 250 base runners and 167 innings. He just is hoping that he can get through the first 4 or 5 innings.
It's been more than a month since the Red Sox have lost back-to-back games, and they are trying to avoid doing that tonight. It has been a remarkable run, and they hope to get it going again tonight in Seattle. Curt Schilling against Ryan Franklin by the train tracks at Safeco. Sean McDonough and Jerry Remy have the call next.
Car store for 3 days only with over 350 vehicles. All come fully serviced, and every vehicle includes satellite radio.
Overstock.
At the car store, all credit applications are accepted. Push it or pull it. Get a $2,500 minimum trade allowance.
Overstock. Inventory sell-off. On
The car store, exit 25 off Route 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
Order up.
What's the matter, baby?
My girlfriend, Aisha, she left me.
Oh, that's skinny. Oh,
She took my appetite and my ability to love.
baby, here. Try your sandwich with a Pepsi.
You got what I need. But you said you got
So tell me what you think about my Isaac and player.
Sandwiches need Pepsi. It's the cola.
Baseball on UPN 38 is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealer, who invites you to come in and see the full line of Lincolns and Mercurys today. And by Southwest Airlines. Over 2,800
that New England has to offer. So don't miss the Mad Fisherman Sundays on Nesson.
Ball from Safeco Field. The crowd still coming inside with the roof closed tonight. Some showers off and on throughout the late afternoon and early evening, with heavier rain expected later tonight. Here is the situation with the Red Sox as they begin play this evening. They're 3.5 games behind the Yankees in the East, still with 6 games head-to-head left with New York beginning 1 week from tonight. And in the wild card race, it's the Red Sox by 5 over the Anaheim Angels. The Yankees are in action right now in Baltimore and trailing the Orioles 13-8 in the bottom of the 7th inning. Tonight's starting lineup is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. The Red Sox look to get back on the winning track. They are 84-55 for the year. They have Johnny Damon in center field, Mark Bellhorn at second, Manny Ramirez in left. David Ortiz, the DH and cleanup hitter. Jason Varitek catching, Kevin Millard first base hitting 6th. Then Orlando Cabrera at shortstop, Bill Miller at third base, and Dave Roberts, the right fielder, tonight batting 9th against right-hander Ryan Franklin.
And as you can see by those numbers, this year has been a total disaster for Ryan Franklin. 3-14 on the season. Of his last 14 starts, he is 0-10 with an ERA of about 6.5. It's the second time that he has faced the Red Sox this year, not involved in a decision back on May 30th in Boston. That's a game the Red Sox won in 12 innings, 9-7.
And one reason why the Mariners have the 3rd worst record in all of Major League Baseball. They're fielding ordinarily at the top of the American League in recent years. Middle of the pack this season. Raul Ibanez in left, Randy Wynn in center, Ichiro in right. The rookies Greg Dobbs and Jose Lopez on the left side of the infield, with Brett Boone at second, Scott Spezio at first, and the veteran Dan Wilson behind the plate. And the veteran umpire Tim Cheetah calls the balls and strikes with Jeff Nelson, Marty Foster, and the crew chief Joe Brinkman working the bases. Red Sox try to start a new winning streak tonight. Seattle ended its 7-game losing streak with their win in Game 1 of this series, and Franklin's first pitch a strike. 69 degrees under the roof of Safeco Field. .311 the batting average for Damon, 15 home runs. He's driven in 68. The ball and a strike now on Johnny. Of course, the outside temperature is a factor because even though the roof is closed, this ballpark is open on the sides. It's almost like being in a carport. If it's chilly outside, even with the roof closed, it is chilly inside. Those are all open spaces out there in left field. Right now, it looks like a cloudy night outside with no rain, but we did have some sprinkles earlier, and they're expecting more later on. A foul ball, and it's 2-2.
That's one of the great features about this roof, Sean. You wake up in the morning, you look at the forecast, there's expected rain around game time, but it doesn't matter. They just put the carport out, and you continue to play baseball.
Johnny was hitless last night, but he did walk, meaning that he has now reached base safely in 19 straight games. Just outside. Big problem for Franklin, the home run ball. He's given up 29. Gave up 34 last year. Tends to pitch up in the strike zone. He doesn't really throw hard enough to throw it by you upstairs. Down to third to Dobbs, who bobbled for a moment and still got it to first in time to get Damon for the first out of the ball game. Franklin's last win was on June 5th against the Chicago White Sox. His 10-game losing streak, the second longest ever in a single season by a Mariner. Mike Parrott holds the club record with 16. Bellhorn, the batter, hitting .266. 15 homers for Mark, 70 runs batted in. He has reached base safely in 22 straight games and has hit in 12 of the last 14. The one strike pitch to Bellhorn. There's a breaking ball in there for strike 2.
Now, Red Sox will see a fastball, a sinking fastball at about 91. That curveball, a changeup, and a split-fingered fastball from Franklin. Sean, you gave the home run numbers. He's given up a lot of hits, 196 hits in 167 and 2/3 innings.
You mentioned all the home runs allowed, and that's in a ballpark that is not really considered to be a home run park. This is very much a pitcher's park, unlike the Kingdome where they used to play next door. Sixth in the league in home runs allowed. A pop-up over by the railing. Spezio can't get it. Even more remarkably, Jerry, this pitching staff for Seattle leads the league in home runs allowed. Franklin's teammate Jamie Moyer has given up 39 home runs to lead the league.
And of course, Red Sox will see Moya tomorrow night, but that is amazing for this pitching staff to have given up the most home runs, especially pitching 82 games in this park this season. It's incredible.
As a staff. Bellhorn strikes out for the second out of the inning. And that's the 141st time that Bellhorn has whiffed, adding to his league leading total.
It looked like it might have been the splitter that time. It was up in the zone, but it did move away from Bellhorn. And Franklin picks up his first strikeout.
And a chance for a 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Franklin as he pitches to Manny Ramirez, who pops one out of play to the right.
All the comments today by the Mariner club, this is like their playoffs. I mean, they get a chance to play against a team that is contending for something, because the Mariners season's been over for a long time. But they get a little more fired up when they get a chance to beat somebody that's on top, and they did last night.
Cast in the roles of spoilers now at 52 and 87. Major disappointment, obviously, for a team that has been in the playoffs or threatened to be in the playoffs for most of their recent history. Bob Melvin, the manager, has taken some of the heat, but this seems to be a team with a nucleus that just got old all at the same time, and then had other players who are key players have an off year.
Yeah, it's like they tried to hang on for a few extra seasons out of some of their older guys, and it just did not work out.
The 0-2 to Ramirez, just inside. Manny, the league leader in homers with those 38. Ahead of Paul Konerko by 2. He's hitting .314. There's 111 runs batted in, third in the league. Behind David Ortiz with his 124 and Miguel Tejada 122 entering tonight. Possible Tejada has some ribbies tonight. Baltimore has 13 runs on the board. Nice play by the 20-year-old Lopez, and that ends a 1-2-3 inning.
What's up with all the eye black?
It helps cut down on the glare.
Introducing the new bacon, ham, and cheddar breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. Served on a freshly baked bagel, it's become an instant fan favorite. It won't be around for long, so try our delicious new bacon, ham, and cheddar breakfast sandwich today.
Important advice from Lovett, Sheffrin, Harnett.
If you've been injured on the job, make sure a lawyer, not your employer's insurance company, protects your rights. File an accident report immediately, especially if there were no witnesses. And remember, you have the right to see your own doctor at your employer's expense.
Call Lovett, Sheffrin, Harnett, the workers' compensation law firm. 863-8800.
Red Sox win in order in the top of the first. Now the Seattle Mariners getting ready to come to bat against Curt Schilling. The Seattle lineup brought to you by Southwest Airlines, with more than 2,800 nonstop daily flights to 60 destinations all across the country. Bob Melvin as Ichiro in right field, Randy Wynn in center field, Edgar Martinez the DH, Raul Ibanez the left fielder and cleanup hitter, Brett Boone at second base, Scott Spezio the first baseman hitting sixth, then Greg Dobbs at third, Dan Wilson catching, and the shortstop Jose Lopez to hit ninth against Curt Schilling, trying to win his sixth straight start.
And Schilling with a 3.38 ERA, fourth in the American League. He is third in strikeouts behind Santana and Pedro Martinez. The amazing thing, Sean, in those 5 straight wins that he's had, he has only walked 2 batters. As a matter of fact, in the last 4 starts, has not walked anybody, and only 28 total on the season in 197 innings.
5 straight wins, 2 in a row against Chicago, then Toronto, Anaheim, and Texas. Now trying to beat Seattle for his 19th win. Ichiro, as usual, up there hacking, and he fouls one away to the left. 378 for Ichiro in cruise control on his way to the batting title. 8 homers, 54 runs batted in. The league leader in hitting by 35 points starting tonight's action over Baltimore's Melvin Mora. Swing and a miss. 0-2.
No slash and cut swing there by Ichiro. He was running down the first base line trying to make contact and slap it by Bill Miller.
Not much to cheer about or pay attention to for these Mariner fans, except Ichiro's pursuit of the batting title. He's out on the fly ball to left, and the single season hit record, which we'll chronicle as we go along. The Red Sox, a rare bad night defensively of late last night. They gave up 5 unearned runs. On defense tonight, it's Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Dave Roberts in the outfield. Bill Miller, Orlando Cabrera, Mark Bellhorn, Kevin Millar the infield, and Jason Varitek behind the plate. Strike one into Randy Wynn. He's had a good second half of the season, up his average to 286. 12 homers and 67 runs batted in. Tardy with that cut at a 92-mile-per-hour pitch, 0-2.
And so far, nothing but fastballs from Curt Schilling to Ichiro and now Randy Wynn.
Wynn was 2 for 4 in their win last night. Chopped the 0-2 right to Bill Miller, and an errant throw, and Millar is pulled off the bag. Well, we mentioned the rare sloppiness of late with that defensive performance last night, and here's an error by Miller on just about the most routine chopper you could ever hope to have hit to you.
Yeah, and this is a guy that's been playing third base like Brooks Robinson played third base recently. Just a throw that's going to pull Kevin Millar off that first base bag. You're right, John. Nice big high bounce. A fairly routine play, but the throw's going to be off the target. And Bill Miller picks up his 14th error of the season.
Red Sox made 2 errors and had a pass ball last night. So Wynn with good speed aboard, and Edgar Martinez, the DH, in his final season. He'll retire at the end of the year. Looked at a knee-high strike. 277 for Edgar. 11 homers and 59 runs batted in. To Miller again on a broken bat bouncer, and they crisply turn that double play. 5-4-3 to end the inning. The error does not hurt. After 1 in Seattle, no score.
For extra convenience, extra value, and extra service, stop at Extra Mart. When you're on the go, you need a little extra. Fuel up on Extra Mart's Deli Joe sandwiches, Brew Boy coffee, and more. For your car, Extra Mart offers the brands you know at competitive prices.
Pick up irresistibly delicious, extra nutritious Nesquik in a wide variety of flavors and sizes. Nesquik, milk made fun.
With over 150 locations throughout New England, be smart. Shop Extra Mart.
You think of how accidents occur, how everything happens so fast. Then you think about how you can create anti-roll technology that reacts even faster. You think about that, then you build.
The Volvo XC90, the only SUV equipped with a roll stability control system to help prevent rollover and guided by conscience.
Know the score before the game with Nesson's new 1-hour pregame show. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report featuring commentary, news, pregame matchups, and analysis. Now 1 hour before game time on Nesson.
Ortiz takes a ball low from Ryan Franklin. Second inning, no score. Ortiz at 299, 36 homers, a league leading 124 runs batted in. Ortiz, Varitek, and Millar in the Boston second. David was 0 for 3 with a walk last night as the Red Sox were stifled by Bobby Madrich. The ball and a strike now on Ortiz. He was impressive last night.
Yes, he was. A fastball that was pretty lively, had a good breaking ball and changeup, and did a very nice job against the Red Sox to cool them off.
Red Sox 5 hits and he walked 3. Most impressive number for Madrich last night, 17 tattoos, they tell us.
Yeah, when he came to the big league, Sean, they made him cover up those tattoos in his arm. They made him wear long sleeve shirts. They have since thrown that away. He started the game last night with long sleeves, and then he took them off after about an inning.
Native American, grew up in a tough neighborhood in Chicago. Now here in the big leagues, hoping to be a part of the Mariners' future, which doesn't look bright in the immediate future. They have some rebuilding to do here after a very successful run. Fastball missed, and Ortiz is aboard. Red Sox have their first base runner on a leadoff walk from Ryan Franklin here in the second. Jason Varitek digs in at 309. 17 homers. 66 runs batted in. He brings a 14-game hitting streak into tonight's action, his longest of the season. He's hit .418 during the streak. Strike on the inside corner. Varitek did not play last night. Doug Mirabelli, the catcher, as Tim Wakefield made the start. Wakefield clearly frustrated after losing last night. So for the second time in a row around the rotation, Schilling will try to win after a Wakefield loss.
Well, it was a shortstop named Jose Lopez last night that really gave Wakefield some problems in that game. You see the 14-game hitting streak there for Jason Varitek, but a couple of doubles and a home run for Lopez.
Inside.
Lopez getting a high knuckleball. All 3 pitches he hit off Wakefield were high pitches, and that's the one he took over the fence for the 2-run home run.
Varitek hits it very high in center field and pretty deep. Randy Wynn back near the track to make the catch. Ortiz went back to first to tag, but does not try to advance. He's at first with 1 out in the second inning in a scoreless game.
We saw a number of balls last night hit very well, but certainly not deep enough in this very big ballpark.
.405 to straightaway center field. Very deep in the power alleys. 388 in left, 385 in right. Now Kevin Millar. He hits it very high near second base. Brett Boone has it. 2 down. Millar out after the first pitch. He went 0 for 3 here last night.
Now, one thing you don't have to worry about with this roof is losing the baseball. You know, the Metrodome is white, even down in the Tampa Bay, but this thing dark green, and actually a perfect backdrop for those pop-ups and fly balls.
It's a dark green that this time of the day looks black.
It may be, Sean. I'm just guessing it's not.
I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, but I would have picked black. Orlando Cabrera, the batter, and he looked at ball one. Up to 291 now for Orlando as a member of the Red Sox in 37 games. 4 homers and 20 runs batted in. He hit his 4th homer as a member of the Red Sox last night. Their only run in the 7-1 loss. He did it against his brother's team. His brother Robert Cabrera plays for the Mariners. A big treat for their family to watch back in Colombia last night. To Orlando, well hit, but Randy Wynn retreats in the gap in left center to make the catch and end the inning. After an inning and a half in Seattle, no score.
We started this thing, and now we're on top. Everybody's trying to knock us off. It's us versus them. Protect this house. Will you protect this house? I will. We must protect this house.
Stop the presses.
Whether you're a striker, sweeper, a weekend warrior, or a rising star, the right equipment lets you focus on the flow of the game. Veteran soccer player Mark Hundhammer at Cadillac Mountain Sports helps you select for quality and fit for gear that lets you play your best when you step on the field. Mark and Cadillac's experienced staff work with their customers to find the equipment that keeps them on top of their game. Come on into where the experts are. Cadillac Mountain Sports, Maine's performance outfitter in Bar Harbor and Ellsworth.
See you top this.
Quirk Chevrolet is loaded with 2004 Chevy trucks. Right now, save not 10, not 12, but up to $13,000. 20-inch wheels move you? How about every accessory under the sun with savings up to $13,000? Jacked up yet? Wait till you see the savings on Silverados, Avalanches, and the all-new Colorado. Start a revolution when you turn the key on this SSR at Quirk Chevrolet, Hogan Road, Bangor. If you don't think Quirk Chevy can get you all jacked up, then you don't know Jack.
Are all your credit cards, car payments, and mortgage payments getting you down? Let the local professionals at Dedicated Mortgage show you how to consolidate your entire bill into one smaller payment. If you're looking to purchase the home of your dreams but never thought possible, let us show you the way. Whether you're looking for the first home, consolidating your bills into one smaller payment, or taking advantage of our wholesale rates to the public, Dedicated Mortgage has all the answers for your family's needs. Dedicated Mortgage, serving all of Maine.
To Raul Ibanez. He's the left fielder tonight, hitting .277. 14 round trippers and 49 mocked in. Ibanez, Brett Boone, Scott Spezio. A scheduled threesome for the Mariners here in the second. Neither team has a hit to this point, and right on cue, Ibanez bangs one in the left. Manny hurries over, but then bobbles it for a moment. It didn't matter. Ibanez was going to reach second base anyway. An opposite field double to begin the second inning for Seattle.
Looked like a split of that time from Curt Schilling, his first of the ball game tonight, and Ibanez just takes that pitch to the opposite field for the double. Manny had some trouble as it bounced out of his glove and then had trouble picking it up. Look at Ibanez. He's thinking about 2 bases right out of the batter's box. Manny looked like he was frustrated at the end of that play, just kind of picked the ball up and flipped it in underhand back toward the infield.
Fastball outside from Schilling to Brett Boone. Had a disappointing year, hitting only .250 with 21 homers, 72 runs batted in. On Boone. You mentioned the older nucleus and then some of the players who aren't on the verge of retirement having disappointing seasons, and Boone falls into that category, the latter. Hasn't had much success against Schilling head-to-head. Slaps that down the right field line, a fair ball. Hits the stands where they jut out. Roberts a long run to go retrieve it. Back-to-back doubles by Ibanez and Boone in a 1-0 Mariner lead.
Now, Boone last night, it looked like he was trying to go to the opposite field almost all night long, and he does the same thing here. That inside-out swing, he'll take it right down the right field line. A strange bounce here off the wall, and it makes for an easy double for Boone, and the Mariners jump out to the 1-0 lead. Boone picks up his 73rd run batted into the season.
On his 26th double. Now Scott Spiezio, another of those who's had a very disappointing year. Bothered by injuries, a back problem, a rib cage injury. He's hit .207 and has lingered in the low 200s most of the year. 10 homers for Spiezio, 35 runs batted in. Just low, a ball and a strike.
Give credit to Boone, John. You know, he had that same situation last night, man at second base, trying to move him over. And I mentioned during the game last night, Ichiro bunted ahead in the game with 2 outs and a man at second base to try to get a base hit. I thought it was a terrible example for the young players on this team. Boone showing a good example there by going the other way.
Spiezio gets the ball on the right side to move Boone to third with 1 out. Bellhorn threw out Spiezio. I would think in their situation, the Mariners situation, Jerry, way out of any playoff contention after a terrible year, it would be easy in this day and age of stats determining what you make to be a little selfish and forget about game situations and go up there to try to pad your stats.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, I read today in the paper he calls it a safety bunt, but the point is that, you know, if they're down in the game and they need base runners, I can certainly understand that. With 2 outs and a man at second base, Ichiro's the best hitter you got. You got to try to drive in the run. But I agree with you. They're going nowhere. He's trying to break a record, but there's still a right way and a wrong way to go about that.
Terry Francona brings the infield in now with Greg Dobbs at the plate. Ball 1 on the rookie Dobbs. 1 for 5 since coming up from the minors. Appearing in his 3rd game. Last night was his first start. He homered in his first major league at bat. Dribbles 1 foul. That was 2 nights ago against Cleveland. The 271 in AAA. Dobbs, the first Mariner ever to homer in his first at bat. Boone at third, 1 out, 1 run in, 1-0 Seattle in the second. Dobbs takes a strike inside corner of the knees. He divided his time in the minors this year between AA and AAA. He saw his numbers at Tacoma. He went up to Tacoma in mid-June after he started the year in AA San Antonio. Played 51 games there. The 1-2 pitch. He struck him out with a high fastball. A good time for the first strikeout of the night for Curt Schilling.
And by design, too, you'll see Jason Varitek give the high target up and in. He wanted the baseball from Schilling, and that's exactly where Schilling puts it for the strikeout. So that's the great thing about being a power pitcher. You get that man at third base, no contact, and you leave him there. Now the infield can go back with the 2 outs.
173rd strikeout of the year for Schilling. He's 3rd in the American League in Ks, behind Johan Santana and Pedro Martinez. He's a distant 3rd. Now Dan Wilson at 240, a late swing at the fastball. That was mid-90s from Schilling. 95 on our gun. 1 strike on Wilson. Sox a chance to gain a game on the Yankees. That game in Baltimore has gone final. A swing and a miss by Wilson. The Orioles, propelled by an 8-run second inning, beat the Yankees 14-8. They knocked Javier Vasquez out of the ball game early. So with a win tonight, the Red Sox would get back to 2.5 games behind New York. Yankees picked up a game and a half yesterday when they swept a doubleheader from Tampa Bay while the Red Sox lost here. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. And the Mariners leave Boone at third, but they get a run on back-to-back doubles and lead 1-0.
Hey, Jerry, I see you kind of eyeballing my chicken there. Ixnay on the ick and shay. All right, babe? What's that, Mikey? You want a little something? How about a nice 5-piece box of Don't Touch My Chicken Select? Everybody get the memo? This right here is a Don't Take My Chicken Select zone. What are you doing? Turn around and go back. Don't touch my chicken. All right? These chicken selects are new, and they're mine. Yummy. Put the chicken down and step slowly away from the deliciousness.
Gumbo? Oh, yeah. Here's how y'all go. Head down by the riverside. You'll see a giant bear eating a man. You go bump with it, bump till you see old dead stinking fish. Gonna be a dog there. Be foaming at the mouth. There y'all are.
Sometimes the road to adventure is paved. The 245 horsepower all-wheel drive Nissan Murano.
Forgot to warn about that hot sauce.
Look up! The Goodyear blimp's in town, and Sullivan Tires celebrates by putting all our Goodyear tires on sale. Like Wranglers for light trucks, Eagles for performance cars, even the revolutionary new Assurance tires. Whatever Goodyears you want, we have them on sale now. But these blimp sale deals are only at Sullivan Tire, and they're only till September 14th.
For the best tire deals, come to Sullivan Tire. We're always here to get you there.
For scores, interviews, highlights, and more, tune into NESN Sports Desk. It's a fast-paced 15 minutes of what you need to get your morning sports fix. NESN Sports Desk, mornings starting at 5.
Sean McDonough with Jerry Remy will be joined shortly by Dan Roach here at Safeco Field in Seattle, Washington.
It's awfully nice of you, Sean, to fly 3,000 miles to join me tonight.
Get to turn around and go home tomorrow. A long way to come for one game, but we're happy to be here. Dylan Miller takes a strike from Ryan Franklin. The Red Sox looking for their first hit as they bat here in the third. 283 for Miller, 11 homers, 53 runs batted in. Then Dave Roberts and the top of the order, Johnny Damon. Check swing on a ball down and in. Well, I wanted to make sure I got here last night in time to watch both the Red Sox Mariner game and, of course, the Patriots game, which was very exciting. Their season opening win over the Colts.
We were obviously doing the game here, but when I got back to the hotel, they had the pregame ceremony that they had. I guess they played it here on the West Coast after the game was over.
Yes.
It's quite a thing.
Elton John.
Yeah,
and
great show.
Who else? Toby Keith. Yeah, it's a great show. You can't name one person who was in it. Beyonce, I think she was in it.
She sang the national anthem. Lenny Kravitz.
Now, is this coming back to you now?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Or little birdies whispering in your ear from the truck?
No, I remember Lenny Kravitz because I enjoyed the song, and Beyonce, you're right, sang the national anthem. That was terrific. And the game, I guess, was even better.
It was a great game.
You saw clips of it here, but had to focus, obviously, on what was going on in the baseball game.
I don't think that's true because you've been watching the Florida State-Miami game over my shoulder the entire first 2 innings plus.
One thing great about here in Seattle, there's TVs everything. You can watch any event you want, including the baseball game.
Now, you have a divided household tonight because one of your sons is a huge Florida State fan. The other one loves Miami.
Exactly.
I hope they're watching Daddy here tonight instead of the football.
No, they're watching football. I guarantee that.
Well, let's hope they're the only ones in New England doing that. Here's a 3-2 to Miller. Fouled out of play. made by Ibanez, with the ball slicing away from him toward the line.
A good kind of a late break on that, but did a good job of making up ground to make this catch. And you're right, that ball off the bat of a left-hander is slicing away from the left fielder. See Ibanez, he came in a step, and then he goes back, and he's able to make the play going away.
Out the batter, Dave Roberts. They're in at the corners for the speedy Roberts, who takes a strike. They're hitting .270 in 27 games with Boston. .253 for the Dodgers in 68 games. He pops that out of play to left. It is not often that you see a starting pitching matchup. Such a great disparity in the records between the two pitchers. Our friends at Elias did some research on that topic during the day today. Roberts pulls one high and foul. Of course, Schilling comes into the ball game at 18-6. Franklin 3-14. This game marks just the second time in the last 15 seasons that a starting pitcher with a record more than 10 games above 500 will face one with a record more than 10 games below 500. The Red Sox were involved in the only other time that has happened since 1990. September 9th, 2002, when Derek Lowe, 18-7, faced off with Tanyan Sturts at the Devil Rays. It was 3-15. Roberts hit by a pitch. Red Sox have a base runner with one out. Their second base runner of the night against Franklin. He has walked one and now hit a batter.
Ninth batter that Franklin has hit this season. He's trying to go inside 0-2 against Robert, and gets Roberts right off the elbow, it looked like.
So Roberts, who can run, hasn't run much as a member of the Red Sox. One stolen base and one time caught in 27 games. He's aboard. Damon pulls one just foul wide of first. A nice backhand play made by the attendant.
Johnny Damon jumping on that first pitch. It hits the grass and then kicks in the foul territory. You know, maybe that's a good thing, because that ball might have been one of those where Spezio catches it, tags the bag, goes to second for the double play.
Quick spin move to first. Roberts had 33 stolen bases while with the Dodgers in just 68 games. He was thrown out once. There's one steal and one time caught in the Red Sox uniform. He's the tying run at first with one out here in the third. Good pitch there from Franklin, darting down and in. Damon over the top of it, 0-2.
It's tough on a hitter, because there Franklin used the slide step and then throws the changeup after that. So you see the quick move as a hitter, and all of a sudden you see the off-speed pitch, and that had Johnny Damon way out in front.
And a pop-up, it'll be out of play behind the Red Sox dugout on the third base side. Franklin, 31 years old. This is his second season in their rotation. Last year was his first full season in the majors. Parts of 3 of the previous 4 seasons in the big leagues. Spent his entire pro career in the Mariners organization, a 23rd round pick back in 1992. Down and in.
Tried that same pitch, the same style that he got Damon a swing and miss at. The slide step followed by the changeup. That time Damon taking it all the way.
Swing and a strikes out. Second of the ball game for Ryan Franklin. 2 down here in the Boston third.
Look at Franklin's numbers as far as strikeouts all season long. His high is 5, and he's only done that 1 time. That was a breaking ball that time to pick up the strikeout against Damon.
Two outs. Roberts at first in the third. 1-0 Seattle. On back-to-back doubles by Ibanez and Boone last inning. Quick move by Franklin. Roberts back head first.
And he's making it tough on Roberts. He's using the slide step, and now a very quick move to first base. Quick feet by Franklin on this pickoff attempt. This is where you really want to go as a base stealer. You've got 2 outs in the inning. You're trying to get in a scoring position. If you do get thrown out, you have Bellhorn leading off in front of Manny next inning.
Bellhorn struck out in the first. Chops one slowly down to first. Bezio will take it himself. That ends the inning. Middle of the third in Seattle. 1-0 Mariners.
Hop the cork, finger snapping, spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods. Foxwoods.
What a wicked game, sweetie. Make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. Let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say. I love you. You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do.
At the model year-end clearance, things are moving fast. Come in now to get huge deals on the best selection of the remaining 2004 Dodges. Grab the tough Dodge Ram 1500 Quad Cab with 0% financing plus $2,500 in bonus cash for a total savings of up to $8,100. Or grab huge cash allowances on the rugged Dakota or the roomy Durango, plus our 770 powertrain limited warranty. So hurry in for the best selection of 04s during the Dodge model year-end clearance.
Baseball, where the Red Sox trail the Mariners 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the third inning. Coming up second in this inning for the Seattle Mariners is Ichiro. He entered tonight with 229 hits, 28 short of the single-season record set by George Sisler of 257. I asked tonight's pitcher Curt Schilling yesterday if at all Ichiro compared to a former Sox great hitter, Wade Boggs, who had 7 200-plus hit seasons with the Red Sox.
I think he brings a lot of different things that Boggs never had. The speed. You know, he doesn't have the selectivity at the plate. He's a lot like Vladimir Guerrero in the sense that he swings at everything and puts the bat on the ball most of the time. So he creates a lot of different things that Wade Boggs never did.
And by the way, Boggs' career high was 240 hits with the Red Sox back in 1985. And also, you can see the rest of the Curt Schilling interview, the sit-down I had him with yesterday. You can see that on Sports Final, 11:30 on our sister station, CBS 4, on Sunday night. Sean?
All right, Rochi, we'll be sure to tune in for that. Jose Lopez, the batter, 20-year-old rookie. Fouled the first one away and then took that pitch for a ball. Lopez homered last night while going 3 for 4, his 4th homer. He's appearing in his 37th game for Seattle. That's a solid line drive and a base hit into center field. The third hit for the Mariners, their first single.
Now he's done nothing but hit here early against the Red Sox. 3 hits last night. Now he picks up a base hit and a fastball. A line drive to center field for the base hit. He was not even on the roster last time the Red Sox were here to play the Mariners for a brief 2-game series.
Ichiro, who flied to left. He hits a little roller to short. Ramirez only played first for the out. Lopez moves into scoring position with 1 out. Ichiro now 0 for 2. Well, Rochi mentioned the record. George Sisler's record that has stood since 1920 for hits in a season. He did in 154 games. You played against George. What do you remember? You know, what kind of a hitter was he? Like Ichiro, slap it around?
A little bit like that. Not quite the speed that Ichiro has. Not quite the bunting ability. George is a good guy, though.
Well, that's one of those records you never hear anything about, but nobody has come close to that really since 1920 when he had the 257 hits. And Ichiro is on pace to break it. Randy Wynn reached on a throwing error by Bill Miller in the first. Quickly erased on a double play ball. I was talking to our pal Ron Fairley, longtime fine major league player and now a longtime broadcaster with the Mariners. He said he cannot remember anybody being this hot for this long as Ichiro has been. There's Ron Fairley. Over the second half of the season. We're talking about a guy who's hitting close to 500 for almost half the season.
Right.
Just inside.
And he gets all kind of hits. He had a hit last night in the ball game, a complete swing on a low pitch that just kind of dribbled down the third base line. I mean, there's no one way to pitch him. You know, some of the people say, well, if you're a power pitcher, throw him in because he doesn't like the ball in. But I've seen him adjust to those pitches, and I've seen him turn on pitches in and hit them deep.
1-2 pitch in the dirt. What about the comparisons to Boggs? I mean, he does have the great ability to get the bat on just about any pitch like Boggs, spray it to all fields. As Schilling said, they don't compare in speed. Ichiro's entirely different in that regard.
Yeah, I completely agree with Schilling. Boggs was more of a patient hitter and waited for his pitch. Ichiro is very aggressive, and it doesn't matter where the pitch is. As a matter of fact, you mentioned Fairley. I was talking to him yesterday. He said he saw Ichiro in this stretch hit a ball that bounced and got a base hit on it. Bounced up the home plate, a short hop. He swung at it, hit it, and got a base hit.
Wynn strikes out. 2 outs here in the third.
They are similar, though, in one way, as we take a look at the strikeout here by Schilling on the split-fingered fastball. That both Boggs and Ichiro, if they wanted to, could hit a lot of home runs.
That's what Schilling said. You watch Ichiro take batting practice, and when he wants to, he just rips them.
Yep.
And Schilling said he could be a home run champion if he wanted to be. Schilling wants to chat with Varitek before they pitch to Edgar Martinez. Edgar grounded into a 5-4-3 double play. That ended the first. Batting with a runner at second and 2 outs in the third. Seattle leading 1-0. Down the line, just foul.
Whoa, what an effort. A diving play. Well, the man's in scoring position, so she dives to make sure that ball doesn't get through the infield. That's a great effort. I'm not sure it was necessary, but a great effort anyway.
There's hustle and there's a little, false hustle, a little unnecessary effort there. I don't think she would have been fired if that one had gotten by her without the dive.
Yeah, they always tell them to be aggressive, and certainly that was the case there. Getting the dirt out of the glove now. Maybe hurt her elbow a little bit.
She limped a little when she got up. But a lot of these Mariners are playing for a new deal for next year, and maybe she's one of them. One and two the count. I have not seen the Mariner Moose yet here tonight. Do they still have the Mariner Moose?
They must, but I don't recall seeing it last night.
Because you really haven't seen ballpark entertainment until you've witnessed the zany antics of the Mariner Moose. he broke his ankle here a couple years ago. Doesn't really get much funnier than that. Out of play to the right.
Well, he used to ride around in that, I don't know what they call them, like those, it's like got 3 wheels. In
a cart that would, he'd
crash in everything.
Yeah.
He'd just run everybody over, crash in.
One time he broke his ankle.
Yeah.
Schilling trying to get out of another jam. The Mariners had a runner at third with 1 out last inning. Schilling got them to strand Boone there. Trying to get Edgar Martinez and strand Lopez at second base.
Edgar wrapping up a brilliant career, playing pretty well right now on a 6-game hitting streak. I always thought that Edgar Martinez was the best right-handed hitter in the American League, but Manny Ramirez certainly, I think, has topped that over the last number of years.
41 years old now at his final season. And he strikes out on a pitch outside. Back-to-back strikeouts again for Schilling. He's fanned 4 after 3-1-0 Seattle.
Tune in for college football Saturdays each week on NESN. Be true to your school till it hurts. When it's fall and it's Saturday, it's gotta be football time on NESN. This week, it's Iowa State versus Iowa live at noon. Football time on NESN.
Can't catch the Sox games through the week?
NESN's got you covered with Red Sox Rewind. We rewind the week, highlighting the week that was by bringing you Red Sox highlights from each game, insightful interviews, features, and the best plays from around the league. All wrapped up into a half-hour show so you don't miss a pitch. These guys don't miss a thing.
After an exciting week in Red Sox Nation, unwind with Rewind, hosted by Eric Freed. Granite City Red Sox Rewind, Monday and Tuesday nights on NESN.
Trying for third, but he will be out. Damon back to make the catch, and the Red Sox win. Very deep and very gone. Into the ball. Red Sox lead it 2-1. This may never come down. Roberts dives and makes the catch, and Damon is in. The Red Sox win 5-4.
We can't reverse the curse, but we can rewind the week. Tune in to Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, hosted by Eric Freed. A 30-minute review of Red Sox profiles, interviews, and highlights. After an exciting week, unwind with Rewind. Mondays and Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. only on NESN.
Schilling's pitched out of a couple of difficulties in the last 2 innings. The Red Sox are still looking for their first hit of the night against Ryan Franklin, who's lost 10 decisions in a row. Here's Manny, who grounded a short to end the first. Ramirez, Ortiz, and Veritek, the meat of the order. Manny after the first one lifts a deep drive to left. Way back goes Ibanez at the wall. He can't get it. A home run, and the Red Sox are on the board. It's 1-1. Well, it looked like Manny reached for that pitch and just kind of flicked it, and boy, did that ball carry well over the fence and left for Manny's league-leading 39th home run of the season.
Yeah, almost a one-handed swing on an off-speed pitch, a changeup, and Ramirez out on his front foot. You don't usually see him off balance like that, but his hands stay back, and he just kind of flicks at that ball and almost one-hands it out of the ballpark. I don't think Franklin can believe he hit it that far.
Hard to believe when you look at that swing. So Manny adds to his league-leading total, and Franklin has now given up 30 home runs this season. Seems like every time Manny hits a home run, it's a milestone. And that's career homer number 386, moving him out of a tie with Dwight Evans for 45th place on baseball's all-time home run list. Johnny Bench is next with 389. 3 to go for Manny to catch the great Hall of Fame catcher. RBI number 112 for Ramirez. Meanwhile, the count goes to 3-0 on Ortiz. He has the green light, fouls one back. David walked leading off the second inning. The only walk yielded by Ryan Franklin so far. 1 run, 3 hits for Seattle. 1 run, 1 hit, 1 error for Boston. Ball 4. Ortiz walks for the second time.
Boone coming in from second base to try to calm down Franklin. You know, I guess it's got to be a little discouraging for Franklin when you see Ramirez hit one almost one-handed on an off-speed pitch out of the ballpark, and then he follows it up with the walk to David Ortiz.
David, the go-ahead run at first. Spezio is not holding him on, playing a couple of steps behind him. Varitek looks at the ball. Jason fly to center, relatively deep center in the second inning. A ball and a strike on Jason. Just joining us, the Yankees have already lost tonight in Baltimore. Orioles victorious 14-8. Boston win would get them back to within 2.5 of the first place Yankees in the American League East. Red Sox with a 5-game lead in the wild card race over Anaheim. Anaheim is home tonight, hosting the Chicago White Sox, and there's that score, 2-1 in favor of the White Sox, with Anaheim batting in the third inning. Well struck toward the gap in right center. Ichiro races to cut it off. Ortiz will stop at second. That's a 15-game hit streak for Jason Varitek.
Well, he gets a bad breaking ball, or I should say changeup, something off speed, either changeup or the splitter, that stays upstairs in the zone, and Jason jumps all over it. So the 2 hits in this inning have been on off-speed pitches. Ichiro cutting off the gap there and holding Ortiz to second base.
Great chance for the Red Sox to take the lead for the first time in this series. 1 run in on the Ramirez homer. 2 men on, nobody out. Kevin Millar, who popped out on the first pitch he saw in the second. Popped out to the second baseman Boone near the bag. Strike 1. With that hit, Varitek now 1 game away from matching the longest hitting streak of his career. He hit in 16 straight games back in July of 2002. Take a 15-game hit streak into tomorrow's action. Ball and a strike on Kevin Millar with Orlando Cabrera on deck. Good pitch outside part of the plate, about knee high.
Had Kevin Millar looking for the ball in. The first 2 fastballs were inside, and then with Millar thinking in, Franklin goes back to the outside part of the plate to pick up the second strike.
Franklin, an Arkansas native, now lives in Oklahoma. Check swing, broken bat. The ball stays fair. It's just like a sacrifice bunt from Millar. Both runners move in a scoring position. They both move up. Ortiz was already in scoring position. Now he's at third. Varitek's at second.
That's the Red Sox version of a sacrifice bunt. A fastball up and in that breaks a bat and rolls down that first base line. You couldn't bunt a ball this good down the first base line.
Do you think Dale Swaim and Terry Francona gave him the sign for the check your swing, break your bat, did a dribble down the first base line play?
Yeah, the Red Sox sacrifice bunt.
Now Cabrera will try to put the Red Sox on top. Orlando fly to center, ending the second inning. It's that in the air and right. Ichiro retreats. He's still going back onto the warning track to make the catch. Even with his great arm, nothing he could do on a ball that deep. Ortiz scores, and the Red Sox lead 2-1. Varitek to third on the play. Orlando Cabrera with his 21st run batted in for the Red Sox in this his 38th game.
You know, he really does surprise you, with his pop, because he's not that big at all, Cabrera, but yet he can hit the ball a long way, and he did that time to the opposite field, and it was on a curveball. The breaking ball from Franklin, and Cabrera takes it the other way and very deep back to the warning track.
Franklin works from the windup with a runner at third, and Bill Miller takes a strike. He lined to left in the third inning. Fastball down and in. Red Sox did not have a hit until this inning. Ramirez led off with a homer against Ryan Franklin. Ortiz walked. Varitek singled. Check swing roller by Millar moved both runners up, and then a sacrifice fly by Cabrera. Brought in Ortiz and sent Varitek to third. That we're very excited about. The Red Sox winningest night of the season has been Friday. They have a higher win total on Fridays than any other day of the week this season. 16-6. So we'd like to take credit for that.
Yeah, he loves Friday night baseball.
Yeah, he does. Wishes every day was Friday. Check swing at a pitch in the dirt.
Nice job by veteran Dan Wilson blocking that breaking ball and keeping Jason Varitek over at third base. Didn't try to catch it, goes down to his knees and just blocks it.
Varitek at third, 2 outs. 2 runs in, 2-1 Boston in the fourth. And the payoff pitch coming to Miller. Ball 4 low. Second walk in the inning, given up by Franklin. And he will have a visit from their pitching coach Brian Price.
Well, he was just cruising along in this game until the Manny Ramirez home run, and it's been trouble since then. A couple of walks in the inning, another hit, sacrifice fly. He was kidding around in the Oakland clubhouse the other day. He said, "We win the World Series, I'm leaving. I'm going home," and that's the end of it.
Let's hope that's not true.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope it's a decision he has to make anyway. Like to see if he's going to be true to his word, because that means they will have won the World Series.
It looks more like that now than it did for about a stretch of 3 months. That's for sure.
The Red Sox playing as well as any team in baseball. It's been remarkable how the Houston Astros have been playing at the same time. They've just about matched the Red Sox record over the last 25 games or so. Both teams underachievers until these recent hot streaks. Dave Roberts with 1 strike. Sends one down the left field line and slicing into the seats.
Now it looks like a bigger crowd here tonight at Safeco Field than last night. A lot of that upper deck was empty last night, but there are some people up there tonight. I keep forgetting it was a Thursday. You know, you come into these series and you think Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but a 4-game series beginning on Thursday night. You look at the scoreboard, everybody's playing different teams tonight.
Plus you had Labor Day at the beginning of the week. Ball high. So that throws the week off. You know, you think on Tuesday it's really Monday because people didn't work on Monday. But this is Friday, and it's a good thing. The record speaks for itself on Friday Night Baseball, 16-6. Here's strike 3 on the outside corner. That ends the inning. But the Red Sox get 2 runs to take the lead. And in the middle of the 4th, it's 2-1 Boston.
Volkswagens have tight suspension, so they take turns really well. Yeah. Watch, after you enter this turn, accelerate. Accelerate? Yeah, you'll feel the car pull you through. Okay. See how everyone else is braking? It's pretty cool. Do you feel the control? I can really feel that.
Want to find out what makes a Volkswagen a Volkswagen? Come drive it. You'll get it.
Honey, does this make me look fat?
You betcha.
In the time it takes to pull out the sleeper sofa, you could save hundreds on car insurance. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Can your glue do this or this? Wonder Glue can, but it won't save you any money on car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
For the largest selection of gas and diesel motorhomes in New England, it's USRV.
Celebrate America with a USRV. This 2005 Fleetwood Fiesta 26-foot motorhome or 26-foot Tioga. Your choice. Only $491 monthly. No money down. Or this 2005 Airstream 19-foot Bambi. Only $269 monthly. No money down.
Quantity, quality, and price. It's USRV. My name is Marty, and we make better deals.
Seattle, the Red Sox held hitless to the first innings by Ryan Franklin, but Manny Ramirez led off the 4th with a homer. The Red Sox pushed another run across, and they lead 2-1 as we go to the home half of the 4th. League leading 39th homer of the year for Ramirez. Curt Schilling pitching with the lead for the first time tonight as he looks for his 6th win in a row. He'll face the part of the order that got to him for a run back in the 2nd. Raul Ibanez, Brett Boone, Scott Spezio. Ibanez takes a strike. He led off the 2nd with a double down the left field line and scored when Brett Boone followed with a double down the right field line. Those are 2 of the 3 hits given up by Schilling, who, as usual, has not issued a walk and has struck out 4. Wanted it high, and it missed high. Five starts left this season in all likelihood for Schilling, including this one. Needs 2 wins to reach 20. Be a 20-game winner for the 3rd time in his career. It would be the 3rd time in the last 4 years. Back-to-back 20-win seasons for the Diamondbacks. 2001 and 2002. To right, a late start for Roberts, but he's there.
Well, Well, Curt's pitch for ALS has raised $103,436 so far this season for ALS research and patient services in Massachusetts. Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling and his wife Shonda are urging their fans to keep the support coming. Fans who pledge a minimum of $1 per strikeout or $10 per win are invited to meet Curt Schilling and ALS patients at a postseason reception. Fans are encouraged to participate by visiting www.curtspitch.org.
Ball one to Brett Boone, who doubled in their run in the second. He slapped one down the right field line.
Quite a few guys, Sean, in the American League that have a chance to win 20 games. Certainly Schilling, Mark Mulder with 17, Santana with 17, Pedro with 16.
Well, if you had to vote for the Cy Young Award right now, who would it be?
Boy, I tell you, it'd be a tough one, but it'd be hard to overlook Johan Santana.
Yep.
Leads the league in ERA, 17 wins at this point, leads in strikeouts, leads in opponents' batting average. Opponents only hitting 196 against Santana this season. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think it would have to be him. As terrific as Schilling's been, Pedro coming on lately, Mulder. Boone again to right. That one's deep. It is gone. A line drive home run for Brett Boone to tie the game at 2. 22nd homer of the year for Boone. 22nd allowed by Schilling.
Now Boone again going to the opposite field. I don't ever recall seeing a series that he's played in where he is trying to go the other way as much as he has in this series. That fastball right down the middle of the plate, and Boone again a line drive that just gets over that yellow line. There's a fan reaching over a fence area back there, but I don't believe that the fan did interfere with the baseball. Schilling thought so, but it looked like it made it way over that yellow line.
Spezio on the ground to first. That guy in that hat looked like he'd be better off at Fenway tonight at the Jimmy Buffett concert. Is that why we have the plants here tonight? What is the well, there's the hat we were talking about. That's not really typical Jimmy Buffett headgear, I guess. Have you ever been to one of those Jimmy Buffett shows?
No, I have not. No.
What is this?
Well, this was a gift last night from the Cook family, who was here. The Red Sox fans out here in the Seattle area. But
you had that on your head during the pregame show.
I did, as a Jimmy Buffett parrot head kind of thing. It looks like a Buffett thing, doesn't it?
No, not really. And I think if you're really going to do that on the pregame show, you know, you ought to do it yourself rather than, you know, take a flower pot that somebody else gave you and put it on your head like you did some Jimmy Buffett preparation.
You mean put it on?
Go ahead. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, maybe. I guess.
Looks like a parrot head thing.
Now, was Rem Dogs open tonight on Yawkey Way?
You know, I don't know, to be quite honest with you. I don't know.
Absentee owner.
Those Buffett fans get hungry too, you know.
No, I bet they do. They probably have a lot of them who are home from the concert now watching the game, who really aren't sure they are watching the game. Greg Dobbs struck out his first time up. And with the swings he's had, you'd bet on it happening again. 2-2 now. Dobbs, 26 years old, 10th round choice of the Mariners in 2000. University of Oklahoma. Graduate of Oklahoma with a degree in sociology. Not a lot of power. He's never hit more than 10 homers in a professional season in one place. A lot of spin on that. Schilling fires a bullet to first to win the inning. But the Mariners tie it on the Boone home run. After 4, it's 2-2.
Who do you call when you need a car? 508-880-0000. Lincoln Mercury of Raynham.
From Geo Metros to Mercedes ML Sport Utilities and everything in between, Lincoln Mercury of Raynham has the largest and widest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southern New England. Call us today.
Lincoln Mercury of Raynham. 508-880-0000.
With Patriots gear from Bob's. There's no stopping you. Bob's has the best selection of authentic Patriots gear, all at great prices. Bob's Stores, the official apparel store of the New England Patriots.
Overstocked. Inventory sell-off.
Come to the car store for 3 days only with over 350 vehicles. All come fully serviced. Every vehicle includes satellite radio.
Overstocked.
At the car store, all credit applications are accepted. Push it or pull it. Get a $2,500 minimum trade allowance.
Overstocked. Inventory sell-off. On
the car store, exit 25 off Route 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
Welcome back to Friday Night Baseball. Red Sox and Mariners tied at 2 as we go to the top half of the 5th inning. If the Red Sox can pull out a victory tonight, if you look at the standings, the Yankees lost to the Orioles earlier this evening, so the Red Sox could pull back within 2.5 games of the front-running Yankees in the American League East. And, of course, Red Sox fans have debating, since the Red Sox have pulled off this incredible stretch, of whether or not the Red Sox should win the American League East or just make the playoffs by simply getting in as a wild card team. I asked Sox reliever Mike Timlin earlier today if it matters that the Red Sox get in by beating the Yanks.
Yeah, it matters. It matters big. You know, I want to win the American League East. Even when we were, 10 games back, I kept saying, we can win the American League East. And I still believe that. I'll always believe that. I don't give anything away, until the last, until it's gone. Okay. And then we still play for the wild card, and that's fine. And we know that, going in. But if you're going to try to go for the prize, you might as well go for first prize instead of second.
And, of course, the Red Sox open up a week from tonight in New York against the Yankees, the first of 6 games between the two teams. Bronson Arroyo will be on the mound here on Friday Night Baseball. Sean?
All right, Roche, I think all of Red Sox Nation is looking forward to that. We'll be at Yankee Stadium next Friday night. Johnny Damon drives a 1-2 pitch to center. Randy Wynn a long way back near the warning track to make the catch. Well, Roche alluded to the standings, and here they are. The Yankees losers tonight in Baltimore. So at the moment, the Red Sox are 3 back. It'll be 2.5 or 3.5, depending on the outcome of this game. Yes, the Red Sox by 5 in the wild card race over the Angels, who are trailing at home against the White Sox 2-1. And now in the top of the 5th inning in Anaheim. The hitter. Mark is struck out and grounded out.
That's the other advantage of winning the division. You open up probably at home, right?
And Roche talks about fans debating. I mean, come on. As long as the Yankees are there within striking distance, what is better than beating out the Yankees? Winning the World Series would be the correct answer. But let's take that one step at a time. Beat the Yankees to win the division, beat them in the championship series, and then go win the World Series.
Got a plan, Sean. Sounds like a plan.
Got it all mapped out. I'm consulting a lot of biorhythm charts and doing a lot of meditation and chanting. Bell horn a strike, 2-2. Exciting ticket giveaway promo coming up. Stay tuned. Strike 3. Jerry, tell us about those tickets.
Now win them. Sunday nights on Nesson, the Mad Fisherman Charlie Moore takes over to bring you Nesson Outdoors from 8 to 11 p.m. each Sunday night. Charlie will take you through the best outdoor programming that New England has to offer. So don't miss the Mad Fisherman Sundays on Nesson.
Here's Manny. Got the Red Sox on the board with a leadoff homer last inning. His 39th round tripper of the year. That tied the game at 1. The Red Sox assumed a 2-1 lead with another run last inning. And then the Mariners tied it in the bottom of the 4th on a home run by Brett Boone. Knocked in both runs for Seattle. Nice diving stop by Dobbs up from his knees. Terrific play. The rookie third baseman robs Ramirez of a hit. It's a 1-2-3 inning. In the 5th, tied at 2.
This is very well crafted.
So many styles, so little time.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, are you ready?
Ah, that is good.
See, I told you.
By now, it's what you've come to expect.
Quality, comfort, and price.
That's nice.
From Bernie and Phil's Furniture.
Bernie and Phil's. How does that go?
Bernie and Phil, quality, comfort, and price.
That's nice.
Hey, Jerry, see you kind of eyeballing my chicken there. Ixnay on the ick and shay. All right, babe? What's that, Mikey? You want a little something, something? How about a nice 5-piece box of Don't Touch My Chicken Select? Everybody get the memo? This right here is a Don't Take My Chicken Select zone. What are you doing? Turn around, go back. Don't touch my chicken. All right? These chicken selects are new, and they're mine. Yummy. Put the chicken down and step slowly away from the deliciousness.
There are plenty of reasons to choose Dodge Grand Caravan over Toyota Sienna and Honda Odyssey. Caravan has stow and go. They don't. Caravan offers a convenient overhead storage system and 12 cubic feet of in-floor storage. They don't. And qualified returning Daimler Chrysler owners who grab a new Caravan can get $3,500 in combined cash allowances, which makes Caravan cost thousands less than those other guys. That means Dodge has your next minivan, and Honda and Toyota don't.
Tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th. Some fine defense by the Seattle Mariners at the end of that inning. Greg Dobbs, the third baseman, ranging to his left, and at the other end of this play, a fine play by Spezio at first base to dig it out of the dirt and take the base hit away from Manny Ramirez. And this defense, it kind of reminds of the old Seattle Mariners. That's the way they played defense.
Here's Dan Wilson. Late and a lively fastball from Schilling. 93 miles per hour. Wilson struck out in the 2nd. He begins the Mariner 5th in a 2-2 game. Seattle out hitting the Red Sox 4-2. Strike 2, 0-2. Have had a base runner in every inning. Schilling worked out of jams in the 2nd and 3rd. First, Millar a long way toward the hole, so Schilling has to get over, and he did. 1 out.
Quite a few broken bats so far on this game tonight. Another one there as Schilling busts that fastball inside to Wilson.
Jose Lopez, the hitter. He lined a solid single into center his first time up. Down the line, nice backhand play and a quick reaction by Miller. 2 outs.
Well, both third basemen with some excellent defense.
For the second consecutive year, the Red Sox will team up with the American Red Cross and Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center to host a blood drive. It's tomorrow, Saturday, September 11th at Fenway Park. The drive will run from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. in the 406 Club. Donors will receive a commemorative gift. They'll be entertained by Red Sox personalities while they wait. So please join us September 11th in supporting this important effort to save lives. We did very well with that last year, and I'm told they've added several beds tomorrow to take even more blood, reduce the weight. So get out and do your part. Donation of blood, so important. Ichiro hits one back to Schilling. Ichiro's 0 for 3, an easy 1-2-3 inning for Curt. Just 7 pitches needed after 5, tied at 2.
Polyunsaturated.
P-O. Gingivitis. G.
Pungent.
P-U-N-G. Hyperventilate. V-I-A-T-I-N-N-T-D. Sweet dreams. S-W.
There's an easier way to get to Washington, D.C. Fly Southwest Airlines nonstop for just $49 from Providence or Manchester.
You are now free to move about the country.
Did you know that Ford F-150 has been the best-selling truck for 27 years in a row?
And right now, during Ford Truck Season, you can save big on the world's favorite truck, the 2004 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, Ford F-150. Now with up to $6,245 total savings, or 0% financing plus $3,245 total savings. The best trucks, the best deals. It must be Ford Truck Season.
See your New England Ford dealer today.
Home of the official car and truck of the New England Patriots.
My husband and I have plans for a romantic dinner. Just the two of us. But you know what?
I'm going to get the sitter.
I think there's been a little change in plans.
Make new memories at a familiar place with Friendly's Classic Chicken Strips Basket or new Honey Barbecue Chicken Basket. Now get a Happy Ending Sundae free when you try any of our 7 featured menu items.
You and me and Friendly's.
Know the score before the game with Nesson's new 1-hour pregame show. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report featuring commentary, news, pregame matchups, and analysis. Now 1 hour before game time on Nesson.
Goes the Yankees. Ortiz, a deep drive to right. Way back and gone. And the Red Sox are back on top 3-2. Ramirez is homered, and now Ortiz has homered off Franklin as well.
And that just about at the same spot as Boone's home run earlier in the ball game. Matter of fact, it looked like the same guy reaching over to try to make the catch. Ortiz gets a breaking ball, a curveball here from Franklin. It didn't look like when it left the bat it was going to have enough legs to get out of here, but it does. They're shooting for this guy tonight.
Yeah. And a bullet hit down the line by Veritek, just foul. Ramirez and Ortiz homering in the same game for the 12th time this season. That is a franchise record. Two teammates homering in the same game. And each homer tonight giving Ramirez and Ortiz 76 home runs combined. 39 for Manny, 37 for David. They're the top home run slugging tandem on the same team in the American League. Pop up by Veritek, handled by Lopez. And they have a chance to finish the season as the most prolific pair of Red Sox home run hitting teammates in one season in team history. The combined mark is 82 home runs combined by Williams and Stevens in 1949. They're just 6 away from matching that. Millar 0 for 2. Looked at ball 1. Red Sox have just 3 hits, but 2 of them are homers. And they lead Ryan Franklin and the Mariners 3-2 now in the 6th inning. Trying to win and gain a game on the Yankees, who have already lost tonight. Chopped over by the Red Sox dugout. Our next 2 Friday night baseball telecasts, Jerry, will both be against the Yankees. It doesn't get much more exciting than that.
I would have to say, Sean, that it will. The ratings of those 2 games will probably be record ratings, I would think, in the Boston area.
So break out the good tie next Friday night. Is that what you're saying? You're going to go in and have Cy touch up the system. Over by the rail, no play.
I'll tell you what, if you get a rug for those 2 games, I'll get a rug. You know,
how often do you have to go in and see Mr.
I'm telling you, you have people thinking that I have a rug. You really do.
Really?
Yes, because I meet people down at the hot dog stand. They say, it's not a rug. That's what you believe everything McDonough says.
Oh, it's a good system.
Yeah. Nothing better, though, the last couple of weeks of the season, and you got the Yankees for both weekends. When it means something.
Javier Vasquez got knocked around tonight. B.J. Surhoff had 4 runs batted in for the Orioles in their win. Tejada and Mora homered. Jeter and Sierra went deep for the Yankees. 14-8. Baltimore beat New York. Lopez boots it, and Millar is safe on an error. First Mariner error of the night.
And the 7th of the season, really in part-time play for Lopez. That's kind of a fairly routine ball there, but it just almost looked like it hit his hand as he was getting ready to put in that glove.
That's 7 errors in just 37 games.
Yeah.
So Millar aboard with 1 out in the 6th. 3-2 Boston. Orlando Cabrera knocked in a run with sacrifice fly last time up. Big swing and a little pop fly. Wynn was frozen by the big swing, but still recovered with his good speed to make the catch. Millar back at first with 2 outs.
Cabrera apparently tied to the batting gloves he had when he walked down the Red Sox dugout. He just took off the gloves and flipped them into the stands to the crowd in the front row. Didn't get a hit, doesn't like the gloves. He'll try new ones next time.
Bill Miller chops one foul wide of first. He was lined to left and walked. Millar at first. 2 outs. 1 run in on the leadoff homer by Ortiz here in the 6th inning. In a back and forth game, the Red Sox lead again. Miller stings one to right, a hit. A 1 hopper to Ichiro, and on to second goes Millar.
Well, the Red Sox trying to take advantage of that error by Lopez at shortstop. Bill Miller, who had been 3 for his last 17, picks up the line drive base hit in front of Ichiro.
Now Dave Roberts hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, called out on strikes in the 4th. Hits are even at 4 apiece. Each team has made an error. and fourth game. Mariners led 1-0. Red Sox took a 2-1 lead. The Mariners tied it at 2. And now the Red Sox lead 3-2. Ball up and away. 38,100 the attendance here tonight. As Jerry astutely noted, it is a bigger crowd than last night. Their attendance has fallen this year with the struggles, but by only about 3,000 per game. Still averaging in the mid 30,000s per home date.
You'd think, Sean, after a season like this, they've always drawn very well at this new ballpark, but that's wearing off. And unless they make a big splash in the off season to get some players in here, I imagine that attendance will continue to drop.
Yes. Well, they do have money to spend. They said that they will go out and spend money, but they have a lot of needs, including, you would think, a couple of starting pitchers. Roberts toward right center and in for a hit. Wynn over to play it. Millar has scored. Miller to third on a double by Roberts. It's 4-2.
Well, the error certainly does hurt in this inning, and the Red Sox take advantage of it. Roberts had Randy Wynn shading him toward the opposite field. When this ball was hit, it looked like it was going to find that gap and get by Wynn, but it's kind of bounced out there, slowed it up, and Wynn was able to get to it, which will keep Roberts at second base and, of course, Miller at third. I thought that ball was headed to the gap, and I was anxious to see how far Roberts would be able to go. It would look like it could have been an inside the park home run had it got by Randy Wynn because he was shallow. I don't know what Franklin's upset about. I hope he didn't expect Wynn to make that catch. Hopefully he's upset with himself.
Yes. 13th double of the year for Roberts. Nine of those were the Red Sox, the other 4 for the Dodgers. Now a chance for Damon to deliver a big hit, make this a much more comfortable lead. Johnny's 0 for 3, took a ball low. There is action now in the Seattle bullpen. Damon pulls one down the right field line. Fair ball into the corner. It will score 2. And likely be 3 bases for Damon. Miller and Roberts are in, and Johnny's into third with a triple. It's 6-2 Red Sox.
Now all this damage for the Red Sox coming with 2 outs. The single by Bill Miller, Roberts with the double. Now Damon on the split-fingered fastball pulls it right down the right field line. It got tied up down in that corner for a long time. And almost like it gets stuck down there, and then by the time it was chased down by Ichiro, Johnny Damon into third base with the triple.
And that's going to do it for Ryan Franklin. He departs after 5 2/3 innings. Pitching change. We'll have more Friday Night Baseball from Seattle right after this.
Volkswagens have tight suspension, so they take turns really well. Yeah. Watch, after you enter this turn, accelerate. Accelerate? Yeah, you'll feel the car pull you through. Okay. See how everyone else is braking? It's pretty cool. Yeah. Do you feel the control? I can really feel that.
Want to find out what makes a Volkswagen a Volkswagen? Come drive it. You'll get it.
Money on your mind? At Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service. Guaranteed.
For extra convenience, extra value, and extra service, stop at Extra Mart. When you're on the go, you need a little extra. Fuel up on Extra Mart's Deli Joe sandwiches, Brew Boy coffee, and more. For your car, Extra Mart offers the brands you know at competitive prices.
Pick up irresistibly delicious, extra nutritious Nesquik in a wide variety of flavors and sizes. Nesquik, milk made fun.
With over 150 locations throughout New England, be smart. Shop Extra Mart.
Stay tuned after the game for New England's Red Sox postgame shows. W.B. Mason's Extra Innings Extra, a complete Red Sox wrap-up, followed by Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. After the last inning, the action's just beginning.
I think that was a rhetorical question, but we answered it anyway. 6-2 Red Sox, and Masao Kita, the new pitcher, throws a strike to Mark Bellhorn.
Claimed off waivers from the Dodgers back on September 1st, and has worked in a couple of games for Seattle. Only a total of 4 1/3 innings. He's allowed 3 hits and no runs. Got 4 strikeouts. The opponent's hitting .200 against Kita in just a couple of brief appearances.
Bounces one up there, blocked by Wilson to keep Damon at third. Big triple by Damon. His 5th of the year, knocked in 2 to give him 70 ribbies. And the error by Lopez has really hurt the Mariners. Franklin certainly has not pitched very well this year, but he's been victimized by lack of run support and the occasional error. There's a base hit by Bellhorn. Another clutch 2-out hit that brings in Damon to make it 7-2.
Now that's what happens. You know, the Red Sox had been struggling a little bit through this series. They didn't score last night. They're having trouble early in this game till Manny hit the home run. But then when you get an opening like they did with that error, and with this offense, they have just jumped all over it.
Well, the error hurts. Seattle's already made more errors this season than their total of last year. I recall last year they set the major league record for fewest errors in a season. With 65, this error by Lopez was their 89th of this season.
And that was just a routine ground ball that he never really did get in good position, almost like he was straight up and down.
One strike on Manny, who was grounded out twice and homered to left. And 2 on Ramirez. Fouled back. One of 3 Japanese players on this team. Ichiro and Shigetoshi Hasegawa also hail from Japan. Very much an international team. This year they've had players from 6 foreign countries, in addition to Puerto Rico and the United States. 4 players from the Dominican Republic have played this year for Seattle. 3 from Japan, 2 from Venezuela, 1 from Australia, 1 from Colombia, 1 from South Korea. Large Asian population in this area. From Kita is fouled away.
Plus they had Kazusaki, remember the closer, who decided to just wrap it up and go back to Japan with years left on his contract, I believe.
Yeah, he had a lot of personal issues when he was here. A couple times had to go back to Japan to deal with them. Apparently just decided, I'm going to stay at home with my family. Off-speed pitch, swatted out of play to the right. For so much of this season, the Red Sox were lacking that clutch hit. Couldn't capitalize on opponents' mistakes when they made them, and they just couldn't come up with that 2-out hit during this hot streak. Seems like they've delivered one big hit after another and a couple in this inning, most notably from Damon and Bellhorn. Ball low and a full count. Bellhorn will be running with the payoff pitch to Ramirez. Manny's the 9th batter of the inning. The Red Sox have batted around. Ortiz, who started the inning with a home run, is on deck. Boston has scored 5 in the inning to break a 2-2 tie, and that's ball 4. An off-speed pitch way outside and low. Looked like Kita had no intention of throwing Manny a fastball on a 3-2 count. Kita has entered the ball game and given up a single to Bellhorn, a walk to Ramirez. And here's Ortiz, who's had a perfect night against the starter Franklin. 2 walks and the home run to lead off this inning. He has scored twice tonight. 7-2 Boston. The hits are 7-4. And a foul back onto the screen from Ortiz.
It was so strange last night to sit here and do the game and watch the Red Sox be shut down, which has not happened very often to this ball club. Very flat night, you know, and of course you got to give the credit to Madrich, the starter, for assisting in that.
That was the first time in 28 games the Red Sox had lost by 3 runs or more.
Yeah. You're sitting here you just keep waiting. Okay, they're going to get some second time around. They'll get to a third time around. Just didn't happen.
Bellhorn at second, Ramirez at first, with 2 outs and a count of 1-1.
Kita's pace is quite slow.
No.
And of course that will draw Ortiz to call timeout.
Kita is not Japanese for works very quickly, that's for sure. Chop foul. .23 minutes in the dugout and counting for Schilling. Fastball inside. The book is closed on the starter Ryan Franklin. He went 5 2/3 innings, allowed 7 runs, only 3 of them earned on 6 hits, including 2 homers. He walked 3, struck out 4, hit a batter. Franklin threw 101 pitches, 64 of them strikes. Now a 2-2 from Kita to Ortiz is ball 3. And the runners will be off with this payoff pitch. He went to 3-2 with Ramirez and walked him on a pitch that was not close. Chopped on the right side for Boone, and that ends the inning. But a big inning for the Red Sox. They score 5 runs. It's been a night of big hits for Boston. Ramirez and Ortiz have homered in the same game for the 12th time this year. And Johnny Damon has a 2-run triple.
Stay in and get out.
If you want the internet, you basically have 3 choices. Slow dial-up, a little quicker DSL, or the lightning-fast speed of Adelphia high-speed internet. So if you're emailing photos, paying bills, or working from home, our speed will save you time. Call 1-877-HSI-4ME2 and pay only $24.95 a month for 3 months. Hurry. Adelphia high-speed internet is waiting for you.
Let's see you top this.
Chevrolet is loaded with the cars that have started an American revolution. Check out the 2004 Chevrolet Aveo, up to 34 miles per gallon for as little as $89.95. Chevy Cavalier from just $99.95. Chevy Malibu from only $14,948. Chevrolet Impala as low as $17,916. Jacked up yet? Wait till you see the financing as low as 0% for qualified buyers. Just come take a walk in the park. Quirk Auto Park. If you think that won't get you all jacked up, then you don't know Jack.
Whether you're a striker, sweeper, a weekend warrior, or a rising star, the right equipment lets you focus on the flow of the game. Veteran soccer player Mark Hundhammer at Cadillac Mountain Sports helps you select for quality and fit for gear that lets you play your best when you step on the field. Mark and Cadillac's experienced staff work with their customers to find the equipment that keeps them on top of their game. Come on into where the experts are. Cadillac Mountain Sports, Maine's performance outfitter in Bar Harbor and Ellsworth.
Highlights and more, tune into Nesson Sports Desk. It's a fast-paced 15 minutes of what you need to get your morning sports fix. Nesson Sports Desk, morning starting at 5.
We're going to host the Expos in Chicago Monday and Tuesday the coming week at U.S. Cellular Field, home of the White Sox. They'll play a series with the Cubs this weekend and stick around Chicago. Schilling pitching with the 5-run lead now as he works to Randy Wynn. 7-2 Red Sox. Wynn has reached on an error and struck out. That Marlins Expos series, which was to be played in Miami, scheduled to be 5 games. We're going to play Monday and Tuesday at the very least in Chicago, the site of the rest of that series. Originally scheduled to be played at Pro Player Stadium in Miami, yet to be determined. Bellhorn threw out Wynn, one out here in the 6th. Let's check the very important out-of-town scoreboard. Brought to you by Volvo. When you drive out of town, drive safely, drive Volvo. As we mentioned, the Orioles have helped the Red Sox cause defeating the Yankees 14-8. Rodrigo Lopez, his 12th win. Tejada and Mora homered. Melvin Mora had 3 hits. White Sox trying to help the Red Sox in the wild card race. Lead Anaheim 2-1. They're in the 6th inning. Good pitchers duel between John Garland and John Lackey. Edgar Martinez, the hitter here. Cleveland and Oakland. It's 3-2 Oakland. They've just taken the lead. Eric Chavez, a homer, is 28th. Millar has the Martinez pop-up. 2 down here in the 6th. Edgar is 0 for 3. Texas at home handled Toronto 10-3. Kevin Mench at 2 homers, and Mark Teixeira went deep for the victors. Minnesota keeps rolling along, a 4-1 win at Detroit. Carlos Silva his 11th win, and Joe Nathan his 40th save. Kansas City beat Tampa Bay 8-5. Boy, the Devil Rays have just totally packed it in. They've lost 12 in a row. Tino Martinez had a home run for them. Raul Ibanez is the batter. National League, first of a doubleheader. Florida behind Carl Pavano, won his 17th. Shut out the Cubs, a 7-hitter, 3rd career shutout for Pavano. And then the Cubs bounced back to win the 2nd game 11-2. Behind homers from Moises Alou and Aramis Ramirez. Mark Pryor was the winner. Pittsburgh cooled off Houston 6-1. It was Cincinnati over Milwaukee 6-4. Danny Graves his 38th save. Philadelphia beat the Mets 9-5. Banya's a late swing and a miss. It was Atlanta 4, Montreal 3. Estrada and Giles went deep for the winners. San Diego 10 and Colorado 4. Green, Klesko, and Nady homered. San Francisco playing Arizona, and the Giants lead 1-0. Los Angeles leads the Cardinals 5-4 in the middle innings. 9-pitch, 1-2-3-6 for Schilling.
We started this thing, and now we're on top. Everybody's trying to knock us off. It's us versus them. We must protect this house. Will you protect this house? I will. I will. We
Sovereign, we're here with red carpet service. Guaranteed.
Introducing Subaru's all-new 2005 Legacy GT sedan and wagon. Powered by a 250 horsepower turbocharged boxer engine with symmetrical all-wheel drive. Named Car of the Year in Japan, the 2005 Subaru Legacy caters to the driving enthusiast's every desire with unparalleled quality, comfort, and craftsmanship. Subaru, America's #1 selling all-wheel drive vehicle. All-wheel drive, that's all I'll drive.
We can't reverse the curse, but we can rewind the week. Tune into Granite City Electric's Red Sox Rewind, hosted by Eric Freed. A 30-minute review of Red Sox profiles, interviews, and highlights. After an exciting week, unwind with Rewind. Mondays and Tuesdays at 5:30 p.m. and 11 p.m. only on Nesson.
Sean McDonough, Jerry Remy, Dan Roach, our producer Russ Ken, our director Mike Narachi, associate producer Greg Petronzio. Jason Varitek with a ground ball and a base hit on the first pitch of the 7th from Masao Kita. So nothing chintzy about this hitting streak. 15 games in a row, and it's a 2-hit night tonight for Varitek.
Varitek now up over 310 with the batting average, with a 2 for 4 tonight. There are hitting streaks and hitting streaks. You know, some you get those 10 gamers, but it's like 1 hit a game. Not the case here with Varitek through this streak.
Ball 1 in the dirt to Kevin Millar. He reached on that costly error by Lopez last inning that opened the door for 4 unearned runs. Mariners returning the favor tonight. They scored 5 unearned runs in their 7-1 win last night. A strike.
Millar probably happy to see Franklin out of the game. It seemed like Franklin was outguessing him in every at bat. Every time Millar expected a pitch in, it was away.
Would you agree it could be a while before we see these Mariners as contenders again?
Well, when you look around the field and what they're putting out there now, I mean, the combination of young players who, you know, are not close to making them a competitive team, especially in this division. You got Boone, who's aging, Spezio, who's aging, Banya's in the same position, Edgar Martinez is going to retire, Dan Wilson aging. They've got and their pitching staff, I mean, Jamie Moya.
Yeah, he's coming to the end of the line.
Yeah, I mean,
they traded Freddie Garcia.
There's an awful lot of work to do with this team. But you know, you hit on it earlier, Sean. They do have money. I mean, they can go out and spend money on free agents.
They would seem to need a first baseman, a DH, a center fielder, because Wynn really is better as a left fielder than he is a center fielder. He's playing there out of necessity. Play. 5-4-3, 2 outs and the base is now empty in the Boston 7th, with the Red Sox leading 7-2.
You know, it's an attractive place to play too for free agents, with the exception of one thing: the travel.
Yeah, they're way up here in the far northwest corner of the country, and almost every road trip is a long trip for them.
Yeah, a short trip for Seattle is heading down to Oakland, which is about between an hour 45 and 2. So that's a short trip for their
shortest one
for the Mariners.
Here we do the promo for King of Queens. I saw about 3 episodes of that, about 3 of Everybody Loves Raymond. You know, they have that CBS Eye.
Oh, on the flight out here, you mean?
And the worst movie I think I've ever seen. And that covers a lot of ground. Have you ever seen the movie New Suit?
No, I have not.
Aaron Taylor warming up in the bullpen. I had never even heard of New Suit.
Who's in it?
I had never heard of any of the people who were in it, or seen them before. I don't think we'll see them again. Base hit for Cabrera, right up the middle. I mean, no offense to our friend Ben Affleck, but it made Geely look like an Academy Award-winning film.
Yeah, you know he's watching tonight.
He probably is.
That's not the first time he's heard that.
No, and he has a good sense of humor about it. Let's face it, not every one of our telecasts is scintillating, too. You're around long enough, you make enough movies, you have enough sports broadcasts, you're going to throw a bomb in there every now and then. Except for you. You are on a 17-year run now of flawless performances.
It's been quite remarkable, hasn't it?
Bill Miller is lined to left, walked, and single to right. Cabrera aboard after his hit. With 2 outs. Keita missed outside. White Sox and Anaheim now in the bottom of the 7th. It is still 2-1 Chicago.
Angels have had a tough time scoring the last few days.
Anaheim has lost 2 in a row. And it could be 3. It would be 3 if that score remains the same. They were 2 behind Oakland beginning tonight. Oakland leading the West by 2. They're tied with Cleveland at the Oakland Coliseum. 3-3 in the 8th. Miller walks for the second time. Second walk given up by Keita. And here comes the pitching coach Brian Price again.
I was hoping it would be the manager coming out to take him out.
To speed this up a little bit?
I mean, this is not very impressive what we're seeing from Keita right now.
No.
There's a guy right there, Taylor, who has battled rotator cuff problems all season. Had surgery and then spent most of this year rehabbing that. And here he is at the major league level in September.
How about Scott Williamson? 1 minute it looks like he's going to have Tommy John surgery. The next minute he's on the active roster, activated yesterday. And here tonight they're going to apparently try to ease Scott back in some one-sided games so he doesn't have to worry about a rocky outing in a tight ball game.
I think just because he's been activated, some people may be overreacting and say, oh, here's a great piece of the puzzle in the bullpen for the playoffs, but we don't know that yet. I mean, with the history he's had all season long, we thought the season was going to be over with another arm operation. He throws on the side a couple of times, feels good. Now he's activated. You've got to see him go into games and do it 2, 3, 4 times in a row to make sure he is healthy and effective. But it has been a crazy season for him when he, 3 different opinions, I guess he saw it, before not having surgery, which certainly is his right and the right thing to do. You've had one Tommy John like he has. You don't want another one. That's probably career ending.
When do you think we'll see Trot Nixon in the ballgame? He was activated Tuesday.
I think maybe Sunday. I have a feeling he's going to get a start Sunday. Francona kind of alluded to that today, depending on how the rest of this series would go. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him in there against Mesh on Sunday.
3 balls a strike on Roberts. Keita had 2 outs and the base is empty, but then a single by Cabrera. A walk to Miller. And the 3-1 to Roberts is outside. And the fans are growing restless, and Bob Melvin now shares their displeasure. He's on his way to the mound to summon Aaron Taylor. So Keita departs after a less than scintillating outing, and will return to Seattle with more Friday Night Baseball right after this.
Free to move about the country.
Car Store for 3 days only with over 350 vehicles. All come fully serviced, and every vehicle includes satellite radio.
Overstock.
At the Car Store, all credit applications are accepted. Push it or pull it. Get a $2,500 minimum trade allowance.
Overstock. Inventory sell-off. On
The Car Store, exit 25 off Route 95 on Smithfield Avenue in Pawtucket.
What a wicked game,
Sweetie?
to make me feel this way. What a wicked thing to do. Let me dream of you. What a wicked thing to say.
I love you.
You never felt this way. What a wicked thing to do.
Sean McDonough with Jerry Remy and Dan Roach. It's Friday night baseball from beautiful Safeco Field in Seattle. Game 2 of a 4-game series. The Red Sox trying to even this series at 1 win apiece, leading 7-2 and threatening for more in the 7th. And here's the third pitcher of the night for the Mariners, Aaron Taylor.
One appearance since being called up from San Antonio, where he spent most of the season down at San Antonio. Had a 3-1 record. That was in 30 games. And as I mentioned a little bit earlier, this is a comeback season for Taylor, who is working his way back from surgery to repair a torn rotator cuff. That guy looks like he's about, what, 6'7", 6'8".
Yeah, I was just looking that up. He is 6'8", 245 pounds. 27 years old, from Valdosta, Georgia, near the Florida border. Drafted away from Atlanta in the Rule 5 draft back in '99. Here's Damon, who had a big 2-out hit last inning, a triple that knocked in 2. Now batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs. That triple, Johnny's only hit in 4 at-bats. He gets a new string started. Last night, he did not record a hit or score a run. That snapped his streaks in each of those areas in 11 straight games. He had a hit and scored a run in 11 in a row.
And the Red Sox lost that game.
The point being the importance of Johnny Damon. When he gets hits and scores runs, it helps. It is after midnight, is it not? We're going to get punchy time now. This always happens out here. Remember a couple of years ago we had like that 72-inning game?
Yeah.
19th inning, Jeff Facero gave up a home run to Mike Cameron. And we were just about as punchy can be. Damon punches one in the right, a base hit. Cabrera scores, and they hold Miller at third as Ichiro has a great arm, and he got it back in quickly. So there's the third RBI of the night for Johnny Damon. And the Red Sox lead 8-2.
I don't think Ichiro had any intentions of throwing home. Dale Swain will hold up the runner at third base, but Ichiro looked like he was just going to throw it to third. Damon now with 3 runs batted in his last 2 at-bats as Swain held Miller at third base, thinking that, of course, Ichiro with the great throwing arm was going to go home, but I don't think he was even going in that direction.
That's the first run charged to Kita, which is hard to believe given that he gave up 3 hits and 2 walks in 1 inning of relief. He's responsible for 2 of these 3 base runners as Bellhorn takes ball 2, 2-0. He singled with 2 outs last inning to not get a run.
Pretty impressive. Taylor coming off rotator cuff. He's throwing 95 miles an hour with that fastball.
A ball low, 3-0. Shigetoshi Hasegawa. strike.
And a couple of long waits for Curt Schilling in this ball game, but they have spotted him a 6-run lead to this point.
It's a happy wait.
Yep.
Ball 4. This is getting very ugly for the Mariners. Bases loaded walk. It brings in Miller. Gives Bellhorn his second RBI of the night. It sends Brian Price back to the mound. 72 ribbies now for Bellhorn this year. It's the 78th time he has walked. Bellhorn's going to come out of the ball game. You see the gesturing by Francona. Pokey Reese is running at first base for Bellhorn.
Well, that was kind of a typical Bellhorn night, was it not? A couple of strikeouts, a walk, a base hit, driving a couple of runs.
Mentioned Schilling with a chance tonight to win his 6th start in a row. He's pitched well, but they've also given him plenty of runs, at least 6 in each of his last 5 starts. That includes tonight. Bases remain loaded. 9-2 Boston. Manny takes a bouncer. Ramirez is grounded to short, did a solo homer leading off the 4th. Grounded to third, and he walked last inning against Kita. The upper deck and right. Aaron Taylor is apparently a very common name. There was an Aaron Taylor who won the Eldon Trophy as a football player a few years ago in Nebraska. Played in the NFL. There's an Aaron Taylor who was a very good football player at Notre Dame who's now on ABC studio show. We saw him tonight. We were asking who is that guy with John Saunders and Craig James.
That was Aaron Taylor.
And now here's an Aaron Taylor here tonight. Manny hits one high and deep. Way back in left. A grand slam. Into the second deck in left field. Second home run of the night for Ramirez. His 40th of the year. A grand slam that makes it 13-2.
Well, we saw him hit one back in the 4th inning, almost one hand out of the ballpark, and this one is in the second deck in left field, and that's a long way. He knows he's got it. There's no question about that. Wow. Not too many hit up in that area, Sean, that I've seen in this ballpark.
th career grand slam. He's chasing Robin Ventura for the lead among active players. He has 18. He had one a couple of nights ago for the Dodgers. Tees a check swing. He's hit a homer tonight. 2 homers, 5 runs batted in for Ramirez, giving him 40 homers, 116 runs batted in. Taylor is not retired a batter. 6 Red Sox in a row have reached with 2 outs. They've all scored. The first 3 charged to Kita. And the last 3 charged to Taylor. He's given up 2 hits and a walk. The most recent hit, the grand slam. Kita pitched an inning of forgettable relief. He gave up 3 runs, all earned on 3 hits and 3 walks. Bob Melvin's on the hot seat here, but it's hard to fault him for this. They just had a lousy season. And sooner or later, you have to put it on the players. The reality is 3 years ago, they won 116 games. So They've had a 9-year or so run here where they've been in the playoffs or right there at the end of the regular season. And you have the third fewest wins in baseball. That's going to get you on the hot seat. They did extend Bob Melvin's contract through next year earlier this season, but he's not among the highest paid managers. If they wanted to, they could eat the contract for next year and bring in somebody else.
Sean, I had heard that Jimmy Williams has signed on as a consultant here for the Seattle Mariners. Of course, very close to Pat Gillick.
Swing and a miss. That ends the inning, but the Red Sox bat around for the second straight inning. They get 6 runs in the 7th, capped by the grand slam by Ramirez. 13-2 Red Sox at the stretch.
So, what do you think? In the time it takes to take out the trash, you could save hundreds on car insurance. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Let's get campy.
New clothes are fun, but they won't save you money on car insurance.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Why haven't you called Geico?
Whether you play the ponies or run down the hounds, Hinsdale goes the extra mile with a winning experience. Count on great food, a clean, comfortable atmosphere, and impeccable customer service. Watch and wager on live greyhound racing and OTB action from the country's top thoroughbred, harness, and greyhound tracks. Hinsdale Greyhound Park and OTB is only 5 minutes off I-91 with live 1 p.m. matinees every day except Tuesdays and under the lights Saturdays at 8. Visit HinsdaleGreyhound.com for details. Hinsdale Greyhound Park and OTB, Route 119, Hinsdale, New Hampshire. A lot of changes for the Red Sox with this big lead in the 7th inning. Adam High's due into the ball game to play right field. High's doing right. Gabe Kapler comes into the ball game to play center. And Dave Roberts, who was the right fielder, shifts over to left. So Damon and Ramirez are out of the ball game. Pokey Reese stays in the game for Bellhorn at second base. Doug Minkiewicz takes over for Kevin Millar at first. 29 minutes in the dugout waiting while the Red Sox scored 6 runs. Schilling is going to breeze to his 19th win of the year. 13-2 lead. He's been cruising right along. They've had only 4 hits against him tonight. He's retired the last 8.
Like Mickey Lopez pinch hitting here for Boone.
It is. Boone was 2 for 2. He doubled a knock and a run and homered. He was the last man to reach. Lopez batting for him. Carrying just his 2nd game for the Mariners this season. Strike.
2 young infielders, Jose Lopez, the shortstop, and Mickey Lopez, as Sean mentioned, just recently called up from Tacoma.
This is his first major league at bat. He got into the ball game Monday night as a pinch runner in the 9th inning. He's out on the ground ball to Minkiewicz. 9 in a row for Schilling. Here's Dan Roach.
All right, thank you very much, Sean. We're joined by our Citizens Bank Not Your Typical fans, and that is Lee and Donna Hurst of Plastow, New Hampshire. And Lee, tell us why you're here at the ball game tonight.
It's our 10th wedding anniversary.
For you young chickens, your 10th wedding anniversary? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We're on a couple of Sox games and Space Needle and going on an Alaska cruise.
What you looking forward to? The games here? You have more fun here, or are you going to look forward to the cruise there, Donna?
The cruise will be more relaxing.
You got a little story. 20 years ago with your granddaughter, you ran to the Red Sox at the airport, correct? Tell us that little story.
My granddaughter was 3 years old, and she went up to Jim Rice and said, "Are you a ball player?" And he answered Sometimes I wonder.
Well, have a great time, and thanks for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
All right, there you go, guys. And while we're at it, might as well say happy anniversary to my wife, Pam. We celebrate our 12th on Sunday. Guys?
Wow, I wouldn't have had you guys pegged for being married longer than those two. Good for them. You and the lovely Phoebe are coming up on a anniversary this
30 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
In October, yep, 30 years. 10 for that lovely couple, huh?
Yeah.
And they're going on a cruise to Alaska.
Everybody I know who's done that says that is awesome. A lot of people fly up here to sail, then you can cruise right up from here.
Yeah.
You know who did that several years ago? Joe and Dot Morgan, former Red Sox manager, and his lovely bride, and they said it was tremendous. Check swing. Gets a foul ball for Spezio. He was grounded out twice. You ever been to Alaska?
No, I never have, and I really don't think I have a desire to go. To be quite honest with you.
Beautiful
No, I know.
state.
Yeah, I understand that, but this is far enough for me.
Swing and a miss. Well, what's the longest trip you've ever been on?
Probably to Hawaii, I would say. That's probably from Boston to Hawaii, the longest I've been on. Yeah. That's long.
Have you ever been to well, you've been to Aruba?
Yeah, but that's about a 5-hour flight. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, it's a lot shorter when you take the private jet. You know, most of us have to go to like Miami and change or something like that if we were going to go to Aruba.
I want to thank Bob Levine for that and the Corporate Warrior. Yes, we get down there very quickly.
Did I tell you about my trip, my one trip to Aruba?
No.
I don't know if we'll have time here with 2 outs.
Well, just hold it for the next
I'll wait till it's. If the one-sided game and the time of day back home doesn't put them to sleep, my story about Aruba will help you go. Night. Having trouble counting sheep. Stay tuned. 0-2 is the count on Dobbs.
You know what I wonder? I wonder how long that couple dated before they got married. Like 50 years? They wanted to make sure.
In the dirt. 1-2. Schilling pitching with a 13-2 lead. Of course, he's a horse and he likes to go out there and pitch as long as he can, but with the score such as it is, would you think about getting him out of here?
Yeah, I would think this is probably his last inning. You may see Williamson. Wouldn't be a bad time to maybe get his first appearance.
He said he wanted to be a one-sided game. This is certainly that. Just 89 pitches for Schilling. In the dirt, 2-2 on Dobbs.
Red Sox have been fortunate. They were able to get Pedro out of a game early in this road trip in Oakland with a large lead, and they may be able to do the same thing here with Schilling. See the bounce is put in Pedro's step.
A little pop-up. Not very high, and a long run for Miller. A nice sliding basket catch. And that ends the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Schilling. He's retired 11 in a row. They're happy. Red Sox Nation happy. 13-2 after 7.
Hey, Jerry. See you kind of eyeballing my chicken there. Ixnay on the Ickenshay. All right, babe? What's that, Mikey? You want a little something? How about a nice 5-piece box of Don't Touch My Chicken Select? Everybody get the memo? This right here is a Don't Take My Chicken Select zone. What are you doing? Turn around, go back. Don't touch my chicken. All right? These chicken selects are new, and they're mine. Yummy. I'm loving it. Put the chicken down and step slowly away from the deliciousness.
When you strive to be the best, nothing stops you. Now that's the mark of a clutch player.
During truck season, get a Super Duty equipped with a Fisher plow that's more than a clutch player. It's one of the most powerful trucks on the planet. Now Super Duty comes with up to $5,000 total savings, or 0% financing plus up to $2,000 total savings. And huge potential tax savings exist for business owners. See Tax Advisor for 2004 bonus depreciation and Section 179 expense election details.
Only at your New England Ford dealer.
For the largest selection of gas and diesel motorhomes in New England, it's USRV. From Airstream, American Eagle, and Travel Supreme, it's USRV. From Monaco, Pace Arrow and Bounder, it's a Fleetwood product, and it's available at USRV.
Celebrate America with a USRV. Factory rebates up to $10,000.
Quantity, quality, and price. It's USRV. My name is Marty, and we make better deals.
Sunday nights on Nesson, the Mad Fisherman Charlie Moore takes over to bring you Nesson Outdoors from 8 to 11 p.m. each Sunday night. Charlie will take you through the best outdoor programming that New England has to offer. So don't miss the Mad Fisherman Sundays on Nesson.
Changes for the Mariners. Jeremy Reed is the new center fielder. Miggy Lopez, who came into the ball game as a pinch hitter, stays in the game at second base. And a new pitcher. He is not in the tough act to follow department tonight. Shigetoshi Hasagawa.
It hasn't really been a good season for him either. 4-5 out of the season working out of the bullpen. 63 hits and 60 2/3, 28 walks and 40 strikeouts. Opponent have hit 272 against Hasagawa. And Trot Nixon will be up to pinch hit for Jason Varitek.
First appearance for Trot. Since Tuesday night when he grounded out in a pinch hit appearance in the 9th inning. He was activated Tuesday after missing 39 games with a strained left quad, his second stint on the disabled list this year.
Got a very large ovation, Sean, when he got introduced in Oakland in his first at bat. A lot of Red Sox fans in Oakland.
Trot's appearing in just his 33rd game of the year. This is game number 140 of the season for the Red Sox. Batting for Jason Varitek. And a miss. Curtis Laskanik has begun warming up in the Red Sox bullpen. He will likely take over for Schilling in the bottom of the 8th. Swing and a miss for strike 3.
Last inning, Sean, you were mentioning about your Aruba adventure.
Yeah, you know, you go to Aruba, what, once a year?
Yes.
I've been there once, and I bet I've been there for like the shortest period of time that anybody was ever in Aruba. I was there for approximately 45 minutes.
Probably sitting on a plane.
Well, Minkevich, the batter, and he takes the ball up for the first time tonight. About a year and a half ago, after my father passed away, this was February of last year. It's been a very hectic month, very emotional month. I decided I'm going to go someplace by myself for 3 or 4 days, just unwind, sit on a beach, read a book. Minkevich grounds to the second. So I was going to go to Puerto Rico, a place out in Puerto Rico. Snowstorm delays the trip one day. Now it's snowing in the next day. They canceled my flight to Philadelphia. I was going to connect. So the airline said, we can get you to Puerto Rico, but you have to go to Aruba. Change planes. I don't have a map with me. I know that seems like it's out of the way, but
it's a little bit out of the way.
You can get there today. So, good. I want to go. It's been delayed already. I'm going. What they don't tell me is when you get to Aruba, you fly basically over Puerto Rico, well past Puerto Rico.
Oh yeah, way past.
And then you have to go through customs. I had 45-minute layover. I get off the plane. They say, I said, where's my gate? They said, well, you got to go down, get your bags, go out through customs. and then come back into Aruba, or leave Aruba, I should say. I had to come into Aruba and then leave, going through customs both ways. And I had 45 minutes, and I had to get my bags. As I'm waiting for my bags, they're announcing that my flight is leaving. I said, what's the next flight to Puerto Rico? They said tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. So then when I got to customs, they raced me over, cutting through in front of about 300 people. The guy says to me, well, how long were you in Aruba? I said, about 45 minutes. He thought I was a wise guy. Deep drive to center. Caught by Reed.
Should have called me. I'd have sent the jet for you.
I know you would have. But I did make it. Covered in sweat from head to toe, and had a nice couple days vacation. I told you that would put you to sleep, folks. Good night. We'll be back with more for those of you still awake right after this.
What's there to do in Philly? Oh, boy.
Well, I guess they want to come over and see the Liberty Bell.
You got the Liberty Bell.
We have the Liberty Bell.
Pretzels.
The National Constitution Museum.
There's lots of theater.
Excellent restaurants.
Well, there's a lot of culture here.
It's like a baby New York.
For me, it's the
Cheesesteak. Cheesesteak. Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Now there's another great reason to go to Philly. You can fly there for just $29 on Southwest Airlines.
I love Philadelphia.
You are now free to move about the country.
For extra convenience, extra value, and extra service, stop at Extra Mart. When you're on the go, you need a little extra. Fuel up on Extra Mart's Deli Joe sandwiches, Brew Boy coffee, and more. For your car, Extra Mart offers the brands you know at competitive prices.
Pick up irresistibly delicious, extra nutritious Nesquik in a wide variety of flavors and sizes. Nesquik, milk made fun.
With over 150 locations throughout New England, be smart. Shop Extra Mart.
Who do you call when you need a car? 508-880-0000. Lincoln Mercury of Raynham.
From Geo Metros to Mercedes ML Sport Utilities and everything in between, Lincoln Mercury of Raynham has the largest and widest selection of pre-owned vehicles in southern New England. Call us today.
Lincoln Mercury of Raynham. 508-880-0000.
Red Sox lead 13-2 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. They no longer have any player who started the game still in the game. Trot Nixon into the ball game in right field after pinch hitting. Adam Heisdu moves to left from right. Pokey Reese is the shortstop. Kevin Youkilis at third base. Bill Miller now out of the ball game. Ricky Gutierrez is at second. And Doug Mirabelli is catching. It's an entirely new Red Sox team out there, including the pitcher Curtis Liskanek.
Last worked on Tuesday against the Oakland Athletics, an inning in that game, and did have a strikeout. Overall for Liskanek, his 42nd appearance of the year.
Created by a little flare down the right field line for Dan Wilson. That's a fair ball. And a looping base hit for the veteran catcher. Just the 5th hit of the night, and another very solid night for Curt Schilling, who went 7 innings and allowed just 2 runs on 4 hits and struck out 5 without a walk. That's 5 starts in a row with 0 walks.
Yep.
He last issued a walk on August 14th when he walked 2 Chicago White Sox at Fenway.
By the way, with Orlando Cabrera coming out of the ball game, it's the first inning he has had off since joining the Red Sox.
He's played every inning of every game since he came to Boston, but he's used to that. He basically the last few years played every game of the season for the Montreal Expos. Jose Lopez, the hitter, he's 1 for 2. That base hit by Wilson, the first hit for the Mariners since the Brett Boone homer in the 4th. Schilling retired the last 11 he faced.
Schilling will now have 19 wins when this one's finished.
He faced only 4 batters over the minimum through 7 innings. One and 2 on Lopez. The Ichiro due up next. They're not going to take Ichiro out of any ball games. So he's trying to break the single season hit record. Every at bat could be key. He doesn't have a hit tonight.
A 14-game hitting streak on the line for Ichiro.
A 14-game what?
Hitting streak.
Hitting streak. Right there, I thought he had a lot of fiber in his diet. Down to third and a foul ball.
Oh, it is getting late back home.
Still 1-2. Game 3 of this series. Another night game. You'll have to stay up late. What is now tonight back on the East Coast. 10:05 on Nesson, Bronson Arroyo, and Jamie Moyer. And then the series finale at 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon, also on Nesson. Derek Lowe and Gil Mesh. A strikeout for Leskanic. Lopez back to the dugout with 1 out.
And watch the crowd leave after this at bat by Ichiro. That's the only reason they stay around now, is to watch him hit.
For 3 for Ichiro. He takes the ball low. He's hit in 14 straight games, so that's in jeopardy. Diving stop by Minkiewicz, and he goes to Reese for the out. And you force on Wilson.
You know Minkiewicz loves that. I mean, he prides himself in defense, and he loves taking base hits away, and especially from a guy like Ichiro, who's going for the record, stops the hitting streak, gets the force out at second base.
And now Ichiro will come out of the game, unlikely to get another at bat, so he comes out for Hiram Boca Chica. And there go those fans Jerry spoke of.
You know, most of the time fans leave after power hitters come up because they want to see home runs. Not here. They leave after Ichiro's finished.
There's Jeremy Reed up for the first time. Made his major league debut 2 nights ago as a pinch hitter against Cleveland. And got a start here last night. 0 for 5 as a major leaguer. He came over in the trade from the White Sox. And sent Freddie Garcia and Ben Davis to Chicago. He's considered a top prospect. Ball and a strike on Reed. Red Sox leading 13-2 with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Now, one of the things that you really don't like about this park, and it's a beautiful park, is you can't get a taxi after the game.
I've taken care of that this time.
You have a limo?
No, we have a car.
A rental car?
Yes.
Good for you.
You know what happens is you can't get a cab here, and you have to walk pretty good distance, and my knee and back just can't take that. So I figured, what the heck, I might as well try getting a car.
Do you have a Kleenex? I've seen you like walk up ramps on the highways here to try to get a taxi cab.
I have done that. And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous. Those cars come flying down that ramp, and you're walking the other way trying to catch a cab as it comes down. It's a very dangerous situation, Sean.
I've also been in the cab when you have told the cab driver if he would drive over the median and make a U-turn away from the traffic,
I'll pay the ticket.
You would pay for the ticket or the damage to the cab if there was any.
And he did do it, too.
There's a guy who's in a hurry to get back to that hotel.
It's a challenge.
Little broken bat lob, and it drops, and that'll be the first major league hit for Reed. They'll get him the ball. Well, when he tells the grandchildren about it, it'll be a screaming line drive in the left field.
He had Youkilis backpedaling at third base. You don't see that very often. Broken bat, but it is his first major league hit, and congratulations. Watch Youkilis. He doesn't know what to do, which way to turn or which way to go, and he's backing up on it.
Now, it'll be interesting to see if he gets that ball because
he threw it in.
Yeah, but Dobbs, when he hit the home run the other night for his first major league hit, his first at bat, they said when he came into the dressing room, there was the ball sitting on his seat. Then somebody else came in and said, they just brought down the ball. Here's the ball for your home run. So he didn't know which ball it was. He had two different baseballs claiming to be the ball of his first major league hit.
Could have been somebody playing a joke on him, too. They do that a lot to rookies. Remember Maloney? He would get a baseball when they'd throw it in, and he'd have another one in his other hand, and he'd throw it in the crowd. Well, he was throwing not the real baseball in the crowd, and he was getting the rookie to think that, you just threw away my hit, my first baseball for my first hit. Does that make any sense?
Were you saying something? No, it made total sense. See, I understood it better because you gestured, but we didn't see it on camera. So folks who are comatose at home right now may not have followed that. Edgar Martinez, it's, what is it back home? Almost 1 in the morning. I think it's time for, does Edgar Martinez belong in the Hall of Fame debate? I say yes. I did major research today. Oh, that hit Miscanic. It caromed Gutierrez, and that ends the inning. Red Sox catch a break. Miscanic appears to be fine. We'll make the case for Edgar as a Hall of Famer right after this.
The wonder of it all. Take a chance, make it happen. Pop the cork, finger snapping. Spin the wheel, round and round we go. Life is good, life is sweet. Grab yourself a front row seat. Let's meet and have a ball. Let's live. Yeah, let's live for the wonder of it all. Meet me at Foxwoods.
There's only one name that boasts the brute strength of 600 foot-pounds of class-dominating torque. One brand with the fastest production pickup on Earth with a 500 horsepower engine. One truck with the legendary Hemi that out-hauls, out-tows, and outperforms the competition. Dodge Ram. The one truck with the speed, strength, and power to put all the other trucks in their place. Get the best selection of 04 Ram 1500 Quad Cab with 0% APR for total savings of up to $8,100.
This is very well crafted.
So many styles, so little time.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, are you ready?
Ah, that is good.
See, I told you.
By now, it's what you've come to expect.
Quality, comfort, and price.
That's nice.
From Bernie and Phil's Furniture.
Bernie and Phil's. How does that go?
Bernie and Phil, quality, comfort, and price.
That's nice.
Know the score before the game with Nesson's new 1-hour pregame show. Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report featuring commentary, news, pregame matchups, and analysis. Now 1 hour before game time on Nesson.
Here's J.J. Putz, a new pitcher. My trivia question would be, is he the first Putz to pitch in the major leagues?
Making his 40th appearance?
I would say definitely not, but I'm not sure.
Well, if it is, it puts him in select category. Oh, this is getting ugly.
Oh, yeah. There goes the Emmy. Hasegawa pitched a scoreless inning. The 1-2-3 inning with a strikeout. Putz is their 5th pitcher of the night. Youkilis thrown out by Lopez. That was Kevin's first at bat tonight. All right, Edgar Martinez. You know, some say he's been a DH most of his career, and there's a bias. You know, Harold Bain's going to deal with the same thing. But there are 134 positional players right now in the Hall of Fame, non-pitchers. If Edgar's in there, he's 54th in batting average, 36th in homers, 47th in runs batted in. So that would put him in the top 40% in average, top 30% in homers, and 35% in runs batted in. He's got to be in.
When does that compare to Jim Rice numbers?
All right. That was not a part of my extensive research
I'm just
project.
curious.
I'm going to get out my handy-dandy Red Sox media guide.
I'm just curious. I'm looking at the home runs and the runs batted in.
That's a nice sign, isn't it? I don't know if the game's going to go long enough for me to get that information. But I'm trying, Jerry. Just as fast as my little fingers will flip through the media guide here. Jim Rice, 382 homers. That's more than Edgar.
Yeah.
1,451 runs batted in, more than Edgar.
Yeah. About the average.
The lower. It doesn't say on this page I'm on what his career batting average is. 298.
So if Rice is not in, I don't think Edgar should be in. You say
Well, let's
yes.
put him in.
I say no.
I don't think one mistake, perhaps in the balloting, should beget another one.
But Rice's numbers are quite a bit better, aren't they?
The power numbers, yes. The average, no.
And Rice, for the most part, throughout his career, did play the outfield. Not that I, take anything away from DHing, but he did play more in the field than the DH.
I'm with you. Put him in.
Yeah, I think Rice should be in.
And you know what should put him over the top is outstanding work on the NESN pregame show. If we needed a tiebreaker, there it is. He's done an excellent job for a number of years now.
Well, my point is, I mean, if Edgar's going to get in, and I'm not, I think he's been a great player. If Rice have better numbers, why should he not be in?
But you can keep go on and on with that.
Right.
I say if these guys are not in, take out everybody who has worse number. I mean, obviously Jim would be in the top. Whatever it was I just said about Edgar, 27% in home runs and 35% in runs batted in.
That's right.
So if he's not in, take everybody who's 27% and above or 35% above out. Little looper. Lopez, a nice running catch. Mirabelli retired. 2 outs. We have the Massachusetts State Lottery Player of the Game coming up. It is a tough task tonight.
It is a tough call. You get a number of possibilities. Curt Schilling, of course, with an outstanding effort tonight. Johnny Damon.
Manny
Ramirez.
Grand slam, 5 runs batted in, 2 homers. He gets my vote. But you are you get cranky if your guy doesn't win, so I yield to you.
That's not true at all. We throw this idea around and we come to a consensus. It's not.
But if we don't agree,
don't get cranky. You see how happy I am when I'm driving out of here?
Because you read it, so even if we pick somebody else, you say, well, I'm going to read Curt Schilling, even though everybody else in the crew agreed Manny Ramirez. So they have to put your guy's picture on that thing, or else it's going to look like we were totally out of sync. Scott Williamson.
One game a week, and I got to listen to this at 1 o'clock in the morning back in Boston.
Kapler nubs one foul. Well, here it is, Jerry. Pick your guy. Who is it?
Manny Ramirez, right there. Big Manny with the 2 home runs tonight and 5 runs batted in. My apologies to Johnny Damon and Curt Schilling tonight, but how could you overlook that performance?
You can't. He is the Massachusetts State Lottery Red Sox Player of the Game. We could have had tri-players of the game. Nice diving play by Spezio, and he got it to Putz for the out. The 1-2-3 inning for JJ. We go to the bottom of the 9th. The Red Sox leading 13-2.
I've never even told my wife this, but the Red Sox delayed my engagement for about a year. It went like this. I had the ring picked out, money in my pocket. I even knew the date I was going to pop the question. Then my buddy calls with an amazing deal. Box seats by the dugout for the entire season. All it's just going to cost me is my ring money. Long story short, it was a great summer, and nobody was the wiser. Until now. Sorry, honey.
Stay in and get out each week with Nesson Outdoors, sponsored by Obashan Hardware. Nesson Outdoors is New England's only outdoor programming block featuring Charlie Moore Outdoors, Northeast Journal, Camo Country, Divers Down, and The Ride. It's 3 hours of fresh air, fun, and more. Charlie Moore, Nesson's own mad fisherman, and your host each week for Nesson Outdoors, sponsored by Obashan Hardware, Sunday nights at 8 on Nesson.
You know, it's not like having your first baby isn't stressful enough. I have to worry about which team my kid swears allegiance to, the Sox or Yanks. I mean, I married a hardcore Yankees fan. Yeah, I know, the enemy. But things are fine with us. When our teams meet, we watch the games in separate rooms. But my baby is different. It's my flesh and blood. I mean, to see my little girl in pinstripes? Oh, the horror.
For the Red Sox tonight, they batted around in the 6th and 7th innings, scored a total of 11 runs in those 2 innings, and lead 13-2 as we go to the bottom of the 9th. And the Red Sox welcome back Scott Williamson.
Last time Scott worked in a game was back on June 30th against the Yankees in New York. A third of an inning in that game, had a walk and a strikeout, and of course we kind of figured he'd get an inning in this ball game tonight, and we'll see how he responds. One of the most crazy stories of the season, from surgery, not to surgery, back on the active roster, and Red Sox hoping that he can deliver the way he did the beginning of the season. He was just about unhittable.
Do you want to vote on the play of the game before we roll it?
No, I'm out of the. I'm not voting anymore. I'm done.
Well, then here it is.
Stay tuned after the game for New England's Red Sox post-game shows. W.B. Mason's Extra Innings Extra, a complete Red Sox wrap-up, followed by Granite City Electric's Extra Innings Extra. After the last inning, the action's just beginning.
DCU, think beyond the bank. Red Sox 3 outs away from victory. It'll be their 85th of the year. It'll get them to 30 games above 500 again. 85 and 55. Willie Bloomquist is the batter. Hitting .240, a homer and 15 runs batted in. Up for the first time tonight. Resembles a spring training game. Just about everybody on each side has gotten in among the position players. The 1-1 to Bloomquist, swung on and missed. So he can play all over the field, infield and outfield. First, short, and third this year, left and center. A guy who can steal the base. has 13. Two and two.
Pretty sharp breaking ball there from Williamson. He's thrown 3 fastballs, and that was the first curveball.
Strike 3. So a nice way to return to action for Williamson as he punches out Bloomquist.
You know, when you look at Williamson's numbers early in the season, I mean, in 21 1/3 innings, he had only allowed 7 hits and 3 earned runs, had 24 strikeouts, and opponents were hitting .097 off Williamson.
That is low. Nicky Lopez up for the second time, grounded out last time as a pinch hitter for Brett Boone. Next Friday night we come to you from Yankee Stadium, the first of the 6 remaining regular season games between the Red Sox and the Yankees. Gutierrez throws out Lopez. Red Sox 1 out away from getting back on the winning track. It'll be the 5th win in the last 6 for Boston. 15 wins in the last 17. 21 of 24 and 27 of 33. In the W column with the win, the Red Sox back to within 2.5 of the Yankees, who lost tonight. Anaheim has rallied to take a 7-5 lead in the top of the 9th in Anaheim against Chicago. So if they hang on and win, the Red Sox will remain 5 ahead in the wild card race. Spezio, the hitter, he's gone all the way. He's 0 for 3.
Oakland still tied with Cleveland in the 10th, huh?
Yeah, they're 3-3 in the 10th. They started the night only 2 ahead of Anaheim. See where Ken Maka had a meeting after the Red Sox swept his team. Say, hey, we're still in first place. We're still good. Remain confident. Puff out that chest and go get them. 4 words to that effect.
Puff out the chest?
Yeah, I read something like that in the paper. Yeah, I'm paraphrasing. I read the paper like 17 hours ago over breakfast this morning. You know, when you come out here, you can't sleep. You're on East Coast time, so it's 6 in the morning here, but you're up because it's 9 at home. Red Sox fans making noise now in anticipation of the final out. The 1-2 pitch. 57-footer. This will be the 8th loss in the last 9 games for the Mariners. 2-2 pitch outside. And of course, Jerry, the most important number ball, 17-6 now on Fridays. Winningest night of the season for Boston. Spezio walks.
I wonder how many of those wins on Fridays are after a Red Sox loss. Send the research department on that this week.
Well, this will make Schilling 10-3 after a Red Sox loss.
Yes. You know, you look at this pitching staff all season long, no injuries. Have not missed a start. That's pretty remarkable.
The starters.
The starters,
yeah.
Yep.
Well, Seattle last year used the same 5 starters the whole season. Tied the major league record for fewest number of starters. Hit hard by Dobbs, but right at Gutierrez, and the Red Sox win. 85th win of the year for the Red Sox. They're back within 2.5 of New York in the American League East. For Boston, 13 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. The Red Sox stranded 6. For Seattle, 2 runs, 6 hits, and an error. They left 4. And there are the up-to-date standings. For the moment, a 5.5 game edge in the wild card, but Anaheim is leading by 2 runs in the 9th at home. Winning pitcher Curt Schilling, adding to his major league leading total, is 19th of the year. He went 7 innings. He's won his last 6 starts. Ryan Franklin took the loss, now 3-15. He has lost his last 11 decisions. Manny Ramirez at 2 homers, including a grand slam. He has 40 for the years. David Ortiz, a solo homer, is 37. Brett Boone drove in both Seattle runs, including a solo homer, his 22nd of the year. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 59 minutes before 38,100 here in Seattle. Once again, the final score, Boston 13 and Seattle 2.
McGreevy led the charge into the park, stormed the gates and put the game on hold.